games in the area. Here's one on the Athens Orthopedic Clinic scoreboard. A final: Athens Christian girls 42, Providence Christian 40. And speaking of basketball, this coming Tuesday, December the 20th, online and on your WMSL app, we'll be broadcasting Prince Avenue basketball. Dick Horde will be bringing play-by-play with the Wolverine basketball that day. Well, as we say, we got two teams tonight, the blue team and the white team. They just kind of randomly divide the players up. It's not necessarily a pure geographical distribution. You will find that North Oconee and Oconee on opposite sides, Clark Central and Cedar Shows are on opposite sides, but by the same token, Athens Academy and Prince Avenue are on the same sides tonight. So there's no rhyme or reason to necessarily how they put it together. Let me give you a quick rundown on just who's playing with the blue squad and try to go by school. Greene County has a wide receiver, Quay Epps, running back Devin Wynn, running back Clinton Richardson, wide receiver Miguel McClendon, linebacker Luke Higdon, and offensive lineman Joshua Cunningham, and Coach Brian Alexander came over to coach the linebackers for Greene County. Dick, Clark Central's got a number of players on this team, starting with
Reggie Smothers, a wide receiver. He'll be wearing number 2 tonight. And Anthony Dunn, a linebacker. He'll be in the lineup tonight, along also with, let's see, Byron Spraggins, who is a linebacker. Jamar Faith, Bryson Kearney, and
Aaron Kevin coaching with the wide receivers tonight for the Gladiators. For Wanda Barra, they're going to have a wide receiver, Casey Thurmond, a linebacker, Mason White, linebacker, Nate Millwood, punter, Drake Power, offensive lineman, Dylan Brown, and offensive lineman, Cameron Best. And their coach, Heath Webb, is actually the head coach tonight for the Blue Squad. Then you've got for Appalachia, they brought a couple players over. That's a couple rivals on the same team, starting with Appalachia there, Dick.
They've got a wide receiver, Ethan Morris, a defensive end, Jason Craig, a defensive back, Gunnar Wright, Will Smith, another defensive back playing with them, and their coach, Will Peters.
Will Peters is coming on. Then Franklin County is a school they added this year to the All-Star lineup. They've got a quarterback, Tyreek David, defensive back, Tyron Myers, a running back, Connor Williams, a defensive lineman, Tyler Duckett, offensive lineman, Hunter Dunn, and they've got Trey Rickman coaching the running backs for Franklin County. Then Hart County.
Another team that has been added this year, Dante Anderson, a defensive back, a linebacker, Dre Hughes on the squad, a defensive end, Kendrick McCalla, and a defensive lineman, Will Lay, and their coach, Jay Reed.
He'll be the defensive coordinator, Jay Reed will be. Then for Athens Christian, they're going to have quarterback Cody Lee, linebacker Travis Kellogg, linebacker A.J. Rowe, and offensive lineman Jody Lawrence, and also offensive lineman Campbell Abbott. They did not contribute a coach this year, so ACS is represented only with players. Then we've got Madison County. They've got a kicker, Levi Larkins, offensive lineman Sam Perdue, defensive lineman Logan Childers, and they've got a coach, Chris Smith, their head coach, is coaching the quarterbacks in this game. Tell us about who's going to be here for Elbert County, Dick.
For Elbert County, there's number 46, a defensive end, Ashton Gibson. Also for the Blue Devils, there'll be an offensive lineman, Worley Robinson, and their coach, let's see, is going to be Mike Williams.
He'll be coaching the defensive line. And I think that's everybody that's going to. Oh, we do have some North Oconee players. That's right. Linebacker Will Newman. We saw him earlier this year against Oconee County. And offensive lineman William Webb. So there's your representatives. And also Dennis Rowland, the offensive line coach. And Terry Tooley is going to be coaching his last game. Also Harrison Clark lining up at offensive line for North Oconee. We'll come back and we'll have the white team lineup in just a moment. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. On 88.9 The Reach.
St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital is proud to serve the communities of North Georgia by providing mission-driven, high-quality health care. Our physicians and staff offer a full range of vital services, including advanced surgical and imaging services. We offer rehabilitative services with physical and speech therapy. We meet the needs of expecting families with our mother-baby unit. We provide emergency care 24/7 and so much more. St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital. Your health is our mission.
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
You know, some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward. Very awkward.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Featuring the blue team against the white team. We told you about the players for the blue squad. Let's start with the white. And, Dick, you've got some players there from Loganville I think you're a little bit familiar with.
Yeah, I saw them play last year. Cameron Perkins was a very good quarterback, standout last year. Of course, this year threw for 18 touchdown passes against 5 INTs. He's going to be one of the quarterbacks, probably Sam Middlebrooks we see for Oconee, possibly too. Defensive end Kenny Martinez is also from Loganville. Rhett Mixon, safety, and defensive end Matthew Pettit. I remember Mixon as being a hard-hitting tackler from last year. Also, Josh Moore. We watched him kicking 45-yard field goals, kicker from Loganville, and they're represented by I don't see that they have a coach.
The Loganville Christian School sent a couple of players over as well. Loganville Christian actually plays in the Georgia Independent School Association, so it's the first time these players have had to really affiliate with the rest of their teammates. You're going to have defensive back Gaines Roberts, wide receiver KJ Chambers, linebacker Matt Hardiman, and they brought a coach with them, coaching the defense, Greg Snowden. Monroe area has got some players, Dick.
Tim Cox is a linebacker, Chase Fleming, a wide receiver, and Caleb Talent is a linebacker. They also have a defensive lineman, Stanley Henderson, along with an offensive lineman, Cody Drake, another offensive lineman, Austin Hemrick, and their coach, Tom Cox.
Joining the team tonight from Oconee County, we've got their excellent wide receiver, Roquez Dowdy. Dick already mentioned the quarterback, Sam Middlebrooks, who I believe was the Region 8 4A All-Area quarterback. Also running back Christian Casey, running back Durante Ford, punter Colin Worsham, defensive lineman Gavin Adcock, offensive lineman Matt Maltsby, and joining them from the coaching staff at Oconee County High School, Eric Kriebel, coaching on the offense. Prince Avenue Christian, well represented, Dick.
Prince Avenue Christian had 7 guys on the squad. One of them is injured, however. Nick Brown, the good linebacker who had 43 solo tackles on the season. Jared Pringle is here representing the team. Chandler Smith, the defensive back, also on the squad. Josh Carty, who had a bunch of picks during the year, a good safety for the Wolverines. Noah Campbell, Mr. Do Everything, is here tonight, and be interesting to see how they use him. Colin Sweet, he's a defensive end, and a lot of these guys picking up, putting on the uniform maybe for the last time. So those are the representatives, along with Mount Dalton Owens. We can't forget him, number 73, who was just played a tremendous role in the Wolverine team this year. I believe Morgan County, we might have skipped over them, Blake.
Well, it's hard for me to skip over a guy named Blake Nelson, who's a wide receiver. I like that name. They've also got defensive back Lamarcus Stokes, defensive lineman Keandre Williams, and defensive lineman Casey Cooper. Brett Bell is coaching the quarterbacks for Morgan County. Also playing in this game for Cedar Shoals, linebacker Tyreek Sims, running back Trent Harris, and offensive lineman Maverick Curtis. They've got Coach Keith Cobb coaching the defensive backs for Cedar Shoals. Oglethorpe County, I believe, has only got one player in this game, and that's wide receiver Taylor Gotti. He also does punting. He actually scored last year against the Wolverines on a punt, bad snap punt, and took off running. Now, Walnut Grove is represented with a couple of players there, Dick.
And that's going to be Luke Peacock, offensive lineman for them. Also another offensive lineman, Jackson Busby. And Jordan Rushing is the wide receivers coach from Walnut Grove. Might want to mention, too, a running back for Morgan County, Malik Chapman. We might have overlooked him.
And then from George Walton Academy, Isaiah Tossi. We saw him play against both the Prince Avenue Christian and Athens Academy. He'll be playing linebacker. Defensive lineman Aaron Nalepa, and their big, impressive tight end, they've got Frank Samuelson. They brought over Billy Bowers to coach the defensive backs. Athens Academy, the head coach, Josh Alexander, and offensive coordinator, Robert Hill, and they only have one player in the game, and that's offensive lineman Frank Sinkwich. Social Circle represented in the game as well, Dick.
Social Circle has brought Stevie Howard, safety, and Mason Harwell, number 58. He's an offensive lineman. And their coach on the defense is Chad Estes.
And we believe that's the entire lineup there for the white squad. Against the blue squad, we're just a few minutes away from kickoff. The captains are going out in the center of the field, and we'll tell you about who's going to be kickoff when we come back. You're listening to a special version of Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
You know, some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward. Very awkward.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital is proud to serve the communities of North Georgia by providing mission-driven, high-quality health care. Our physicians and staff offer a full range of vital services, including advanced surgical and imaging services. We offer rehabilitative services with physical and speech therapy. We meet the needs of expecting families with our mother-baby unit. We provide emergency care 24/7 and so much more. St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital. Your health is our mission.
Fabri-Tex is the source for structural steel fabrication. Our top-notch team harnesses the power of state-of-the-art technology to produce creative custom solutions. Fabri-Tex, backing this community, supporting local youth.
Moore of Winder Barrow, Nate Millwood, Winder Barrow, Joshua Cunningham of Greene County, and Tyreek David Franklin County. Your blue captains were Cameron Perkins of Loganville, Sam Middlebrooks of Oconee County, Frank Samuelson of Greene, George Walton, and Noah Campbell of Prince Avenue Christian. Kicking off now for the white team is going to be Josh Moore. Back deep is Devin Wynn and Connor Williams, and there's a kick. It's a high end-over-end kick. Going to be fielded by Wynn at the 8-yard line to the 15, 20, right at the middle of the field, 25, 30, breaks through the first wave of tacklers. Going to be brought down about the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there for the blue squad, moving left to right in this first quarter. Making the tackle, Isaiah Tossi.
And Christian Casey also in on that tackle, Blake.
And they're spotting the ball at the blue 36-yard line, 1st and 10, just underway here in this FCA All-Star game. Could be the last game for some of these guys. All right, who we got in quarterback right now starting this game for the Blue Squad? That's going to be Tyreek David of Franklin County. He's in a spread formation, empty backfield, puts a man in motion to the left. David's going to run a quarterback draw right up the middle. He's hit immediately. Ball comes loose. Colin Sweet knocks it loose, and the white team has made a recovery. Nick Brown. So the Prince Avenue duo comes through there and makes a turnover early in this game.
How about that? Starting right off with that good defense. Sweet and Brown. Sweet's the one kind of got a hand on it, knocked it out of the hands of Tyreek David. And Johnny on the spot there, Nick Brown.
They get great field position at the blue 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Sam Middlebrooks in at quarterback, I believe.
I think number 1.
No,
yes, Perkins. It is Perkins.
Cameron Perkins. Perkins back to pass. Deep drop. Now quarterback draw right up the middle. Breaks one tackle. 35-30. Wide to the 25. Pushed out of bounds just short of the 20-yard line. Didn't find an open receiver and chose to scramble.
And he's not a bad runner. He had 383 rushing yards on the season, along with 1,681 yards passing. He's a 5'11", 185-pound, very, very solid quarterback. Keeps cool under pressure, as he did that time to pick up the first down.
15-yard gain. Perkins back there, shotgun formation. Gives the ball off to Trent Harris of Cedar Shoals, tries to go wide right. He gets past the line of scrimmage and then is bowled over by Dante Anderson of Hart County. Just rolled him over. You had a good view of that down there, Kelvin.
Yeah, man, look for the block, got to the outside. I like what he was looking for the end zone, but, played it safe.
Gain of 3 yards on that play, 2nd and 7, the ball on the 19-yard line. Give the ball to Harris again. Harris tries to bounce outside. This time they're going to drop him in his tracks. He probably lost a yard back to the 20. That was Will Newman of North Oconee getting in, making the stop. A 1-yard loss back to the 20 brings up 3rd down and 8. Can this white team take advantage of a big turnover? Fumble recovered on the very first play of the game, and now they're facing 3rd and 8. Cameron Perkins, your Loganville quarterback, shotgun formation, quarterback draw, bounces out to the right side, hit, breaks a tackle. Now they're going to gang tackle him. He got to about the 18-yard line, a gain of 2, but he needed 8. Looks like we may see a kick situation here.
Probably Josh Moore. Yes, he's coming in, bringing the tee. They're going to put it down, Blake, somewhere around the 24-yard line.
Looks like they'll spot it on the 25, so it'll be a 35-yard field goal here for Moore.
And he was kicking them 45 before the game in warm-up.
And it's right in the middle of the field, so he doesn't have to worry about any kind of angle. There's a snap in the hole. The kick, it's blocked. The ball is loose back at the 35-yard line. The blue team tries to scoop it up. They do, but now it's going to be tackled.
Blocked by number 7.
Getting in to block that kick was Jason Craig of Appalachia. The ball rolls crazy. Really doesn't matter exactly who recovered it. The blue team comes back with their own big defensive play.
Well, they'll get pretty good field position out of this, too. The line of scrimmage, they had it at the 18-yard line, and now they're going to have the football right nose of the football, almost at the back end of the football is on the 45.
So 1st and 10 on the 45 for the blue squad. 9:45 to play in the first quarter. Cody Lee of Athens Christian School at quarterback. He does a toss pitch to the left.
That was trouble all the way around. Gavin Adcock playing that fine for the defensive line. He's out of Oconee County, making the tackle for the white team. Look for a yard loss there, Blake.
Devin Wynn on the carry, lost a yard. 2nd and 11 now. Back at the 44-yard line. So the defensive seemed to be dominating so far just early in this game. We've had one really big play, a 15-yard run by the Cameron Perkins on the first offensive play for the white squad.
It's Tyreek David.
Tyreek David now in at quarterback. Takes a low snap, drops back, scrambling, and he falls and loses his footing. Dalton Owens applying the pressure for the white squad. play was discombobulated from the start because of trouble with the snap.
Looked like Tyreek David was trying to fumble it around his knees, trying to grab hold of the football. Never had hold of it, and finally just fell to the turf again with Owens putting the pressure.
Looking at a 3rd down and 20 now for the Blue Squad. They come out with a one-back set. They're flopping their quarterbacks back and forth. Now we've got ACS quarterback Cody Lee in. He hands the ball off to his tailback. That's Clinton Richardson of Greene County. He dives forward and picks up about 4 yards, but he needed 20, so it's going to be 4th and 16. Ball spotted to the 38-yard line.
Noah Campbell is going back to receive the punt. He'll be standing near the 30-yard line.
Drake Power to punt for Winder Barrow. And, of course, it's always interesting to see who is the deep snapper. They've got to train a deep snapper in just a few days' time. Some of these guys are not necessarily equipped for that, so I don't know who that is down there.
Looks like a Clark Central Gladiator snapping. He gets a good
snap, though. Power kicks it, and Campbell is going to let it bounce and is not going to field it, and it's going to roll and take a good friendly blue bounce and finally be downed at the white 17-yard line.
There were 6 Wolverines on that defense.
We understand that in that last defensive alignment, Coach Greg Vandergrift, defensive coordinator, had some guys on the field he was familiar with. 6 of the 11 players were Prince Avenue players. 7:29 to play in the first quarter. It's a no score. White has just forced a punt, and now they'll take over 1st and 10. Lining up at quarterback, I believe that's Perkins again. He's got a 2-back set behind him, puts a man in motion, gives it to his sweep around the right side to KJ Chambers, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Back to the 12, making the tackle was Anthony Dunn of Clark Central.
Trying a little magic, trying to get a jet sweep around the right side, sort of a reverse action, and Anthony Dunn was not fooled at all out of Clark Central. That's a big loss on the play of 6 yards, and the defenses are dominating right now in this game.
Number 12, quarterback.
Middlebrooks now in at quarterback, takes a snap, drops back from the shotgun, looks right, throws to the right. It's complete on a little curl-out route, but he's hit immediately, catching at Roquez Dowdy. Those guys threw to each other all season long. Dante Anderson of Hart County makes the tackle, but it was a gain up to the 20, and an 8-yard pickup to make it 3rd down and at least manageable. 3rd down and 7 now for the White squad. Middlebrooks remains in at quarterback, shotgun formation, double receivers on wide on both sides of the field. Looking right, throws out wide to the right, a high catch over there, just enough for the 1st down. That's Dowdy again. So they're very familiar with each other, Dick. Sometimes that shows up in these games.
Yeah. They know the timing. It looks like they run a timing pattern, both of them, something they've been familiar with during the course of the year. Middlebrooks is 2 out of 2 for his passes, and both of them to Dowdy, his teammate.
1st down and 10 at the 30. Middlebrooks back to pass. Going along this time on the right sideline. Campbell, the intended receiver. Did he make the reception?
That's out of bounds.
Incomplete. Kelvin, you had a good look at that.
Yeah, he was. He came down, but he only had. Well, I don't think he had any foot in.
All right, so 2nd and 10, back to the 30, trying to go with a streak route down the right side to Noah Campbell. Middlebrook still in at quarterback, still with a shotgun formation. They spread the field. He does have a running back with him in the backfield. Trent Harris back there with him. He throws a quick out route. That's to Dowdy. Dowdy tries to break some tackles, just tries to make some guys miss. That's a play where you're just relying on the athleticism of the wide receiver. Dante Anderson, a defensive back, with the tackle.
And that's his 3rd tackle already in this game. So he's playing a pretty good cornerback over there, bringing up a 3rd and 8.
2-yard gain on that last play. White team moving right to left. We've got 5:43 to play. We'll be announcing a DP Doe players of the game, one from each team at the end, so stay tuned for that. Middlebrooks is back to pass. Chapman on his hip. Middlebrooks rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw out to the right. It's complete over the sidelines. That's Campbell, I believe, with the reception. No, excuse me. It's Frank Samuelson, the George Walton Academy tight end, and he's got the 1st down.
Some of these Class A guys making some pretty good plays out here in this All-Star game. Of course, we saw him a couple of times, and he is an impressive football player, and he makes that catch. He was wide open. Sent men out to the left. Campbell was over here to the left side, and he threw back over there to the tight end, and big play.
Good scramble by Middlebrooks to buy some extra pass. Some little hook and ladder action going deep down the right sideline. Got a man open. The ball's a little underthrown, though, and is knocked down. Penalty flag comes in. Middlebrooks handed it off to the tailback, and he tossed it back to Middlebrooks, who threw long down the right side of the field. Noah Campbell, one of the receivers that was down there.
Also, Dowdy.
Roquez Dowdy. Good coverage by the Blue Squad, but there is a penalty flag.
Gunner Wright may be called for interference here, and they're talking it over because that was pretty much contact that you couldn't get away from. There was no intent to really knock the ball down. He was just kind of in the way. They're discussing it. Maybe they picked this flag up. Long conversation taking place down there with it as the officials are huddling. Maybe just to stay warm down on the field. Now they're breaking it up. And let's see, they're going to wave it off. Yeah, probably a good no call there.
Second down and 10 now for the White Squad. Moving right to left here in this first quarter. No score. We're here at the Billy Henderson Stadium on the campus of Clark Central High School. It is the FCA All-Star Game, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Sam Middlebrooks still in at quarterback. He's got Trent Harris. Trent Harris is listed as only 5'5". He takes the handoff. You can't find him. But he goes off the right side and gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it before he's upended by Anthony Dunn. So there's a Clark Central guy tackling a Cedar Shoals guy. They've done that before.
So far, Middlebrooks has had success through the air on medium-length passes. On third down and 10, he's still in there, and he's going to have Campbell out to the left, Dowdy up to the right, got that big tight end up to the right, too.
4 wide look for the White Squad. Ball in the middle of the field. There goes Campbell in motion to the right. Gets him 3 to the right. Middlebrooks back to pass. Throws over the right side of the field. It's complete to Dowdy in the middle, 25, 35, down to the 33-yard line. So Dowdy, a crossing pattern in the middle, found the first down. A.J. Rao of Athens Christian School makes the tackle, but not before the big pickup.
Dowdy with either his third or his fourth reception. I think that was his fourth reception of the game, so he's been the big receiving threat here.
Perkins back in, quarterback.
There's a 20-yard gain on there. Cameron Perkins comes in now, quarterback. He fakes the ball, gives the ball, stuck to the stomach of Christian Casey. He goes around the right side, little option play there. Gains to the 25, a short gain of, 8-yard gain, so 2nd and 2. So nice running game. So Middlebrooks brings the passing to the front, and Perkins, the running quarterback, he's in a shotgun formation. 3 receivers wide to the left side of the field. Perkins this time gives it to Casey again. Casey takes the first lick and bounces off of it. I think he fell forward for the first down. Let's go down the sidelines. Kevin Lattimore, did he get that first down?
That's going to be close, but I think they're going to not give it to him.
All right, so it will be 3rd down and inches for the White Squad, trying to get the first points on the board here.
They've had the ball since the 7:29 mark of the quarter.
Perkins at quarterback, takes a snap. Going to throw it this time out to the wide right. It's a low throw, but Dowdy manages to catch it, and he was beyond the first down marker, so it is a first down. That's the third down conversion on this drive for the white team.
Dante Anderson was defending on the play, tried to make the pick. The ball was thrown low, and no chance for yardage after the catch.
1st and 10 now. Perkins gives the ball off to, I believe that's Harris. Malik Chapman, Chapman, a running back from Morgan County. And he gets down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play, so 2nd down and 7. Perkins still in the quarterback, trying to get the hurry up. Let's run this play. Takes the snap. loses the ball, and now looked like he wanted to hand it off to Harris, and bobbled the ball and had to fall down on it. Jody Lawrence was back there on the defense for the blue squad, and it's a loss on the play, and it's a big loss. We'll bring up 3rd down and long, spot at the 25.
Looked like a good snap. He just fumbled it, bobbled it, it popped up in the air, and he was hoping to do something with it, but his tailback had already moved on beyond him, and he just kind of had to eat that football. And there is a flag down that they're going to decline. It was some sort of procedure penalty against the White, but the official is saying that that penalty has been declined.
So 3rd down and 16 now for the White squad. Perkins remains in at quarterback. Harris is on his right hip, I believe, as the running back. Perkins takes a snap, drops straight back under some pressure, rolls to his right now, throwing long down the right corner of the end zone. Did he catch it in the end? No, incomplete. Trying to get into the end zone to Noah Campbell, and it falls just incomplete under about the 5-yard line. So that will bring up 4th down and 16. They tried to field goal earlier. It was blocked. This one will be even further, Dick, but they are bringing the kicker out, Josh Moore.
Yeah, Moore is going to have this one at the 30-yard line, just inside the 30-yard line, but call it a 40-yard field goal.
So 40-yard attempt here by Josh Moore. 2:18 to play in this first quarter. No score. There's a snap. There's a hole. There's a kick. It's high enough. It's long enough, and it's good. Well, there's 2:11 to play in the first quarter. Your score now is the White team 3, the Blue team 3. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach.
Who was holding on that?
I don't know.
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
You know, some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward. Very awkward.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Josh Moore kicking off now for the White. It's a high end-over-end kick. That's going to be Devin Winfield at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Breaks free, 30, 35. Gets all the way up to the 40 before it's going to be brought down there. Good return by the Greene County running back, Devin Wynn. Kevin Lattimore down the sidelines. Kevin, what's it looking like from your vantage point?
Well, that return kick was definitely sparked some life into the blue team. I heard Coach Tooley down here talking to his quarterback, said, hey, let's go out here and relax and put some points on the board. So we'll see if that return plus his little speech works.
Well, this is an interesting game tonight for Coach Terry Tooley, the last game of his high school coaching career as he has retired. All right, we've got Tyreek David tried to do, I think they were going to call that an incomplete pass. It was basically a shovel pass. He tried to go to his left, and he did throw it forward, so it's incomplete. So, again, this blue team is just having difficulty getting anything going on offense. Ball at their own 40-yard line now, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Blake, they've had 1 3 and out, 1 fumble, and this is their 3rd possession. And yardage has been difficult to come by.
David at the quarterback takes a snap, drops back. Now he's going to scramble. Got a 40, 45, open field, 50, first down. Got the 5th. Ball pops out. It's still loose. Who's going to get it? Picked up by, that is going to be Rhett Mixon running down the sidelines for the white squad. He's still down the sidelines to the 30, 25, finally forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So Rhett Mixon of Loganville High School runs the ball back after a great run by the quarterback.
That's the second fumble, though, by the quarterback. And again, this one by Mixon on that recovery. That ball was popping around. It went forward about 10 yards downfield. He picked it up alertly, and by the time he picked up the football, Wade midway in his territory, he got it all the way back to the 25. Here's good field position again for the white team.
Sam Middlebrooks at quarterback now for the white. Takes a snap, gives a handoff to Casey, his old teammate. Casey goes off the right side, weaves back to the left, inside the 20. Will bring up second down and about 4.5 for the white squad.
Casey with a good tough run off the right side of the line. Gavin Adcock, one of his teammates, is in there at center.
Second down and a long 4. We'll call it 5. Ball right at the 20. Campbell lined up at tailback now. That's who they give it to, and he tries to stutter step a little bit. Tries to drive forward. Campbell, not a power runner, had a little bit of a hole and picked up about 3 down to the 17. So it'll be third down and 2 now for the white squad.
They're at field goal range again.
Just 37 seconds to play in this first quarter. The white squad with a 3-0 lead. They played on the blue end of the field all night long thanks to the Blues' turnovers. Middlebrooks lines up under center this time. Got an I formation, puts a man in motion to the right, gives the ball to Campbell, trying to bounce around the right side, cuts back into the left, gets down to about the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. Short gain on the play.
But he got the first down.
Got the first down.
Going to move those chains.
That's another third down conversion for this white squad. They've already got 4 out of 6 so far in this game. So first and 10, they spot the ball on the 12. And that's going to, they may get a playoff for the end of the quarter. We'll have to see. Middlebrooks under center with an I formation. They do. Toss pitch to the left to Campbell. Campbell to the 10, to the 5, diving forward. Loses his footing at the 2-yard line. It'll be first and goal when we come back after the first quarter. Your score, Whites 3, Blues 0. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. 88.9 The Reach.
St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital is proud to serve the communities of North Georgia by providing mission-driven, high-quality health care. Our physicians and staff offer a full range of vital services, including advanced surgical and imaging services. We offer rehabilitative services with physical and speech therapy. We meet the needs of expecting families with our mother-baby unit. We provide emergency care 24/7 and so much more. St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital. Your health is our mission.
Fabri-Tax is the source for structural steel fabrication. Our top-notch team harnesses the power of state-of-the-art technology to produce creative custom solutions. Fabri-Tax, backing this community, supporting local youth.
Go Bulldogs! I'm Stephen Moshe.
And I'm Brandon Johnson.
At GFS Insurance Group, we're Bulldogs for life, and we're here to serve and support our community.
Let us serve you with exceptional insurance rates and service for your home, auto, and commercial insurance needs.
Man, it's starting to warm up a little bit down there on the sidelines. The blue team is a little frustrated with the turnovers, but the coaches are telling them, hey, just relax, have fun, and it'll come to you. So I'm staying confident too.
Well, they're taking their own sweet time and getting the chain game marching from one end of the field to the other. They had to basically go 96 yards from one two to the other two. And Kevin, as I understand, they line up just short of the first down. So second down and less than 1, right?
That's correct. It'll be second and 1 on the 3.
Look here. Look who's in the backfield right now for the white squad. Mount Owens, Dalton Owens. Now, he lined up in the backfield earlier this year, and the Wolverines handed it to him for a run, but he's probably, I bet he's going to block.
Well, that one run was a 3-yard touchdown run, so they may be using him as a fullback, and they may just power him in there. You look over to the left side of the defense, and there's sort of a mismatch there with 300 pounds coming at you. So at least look for him to run right behind Owens.
Middlebrook under center now. He's got Malik Chapman as his running back. He does give to Chapman behind Owens in the end zone touchdown.
And
Malik Chapman followed. That's right.
Oh, we got a little fight going on down here.
Penalty flags coming in. Tell us what's going on down there, Kelvin.
We got 55 on white, and we got I can't see the number right here, but
Luke Peacock of the white squad from Walnut Grove, offensive lineman, blocking on the play. A little bit extracurriculars down there.
Was it a dead ball foul, though? I think the touchdown.
That's a dead ball foul. It was already a touchdown.
So Chapman scores, and it's now 9-0. Again, capitalizing on the fumble recovery and the long return on that recovery by the white squad. Making that was Rhett Mixon of Loganville. Gave him great field position, and then Noah Campbell with a couple of good runs put him in position. Josh Moore on now to kick the extra point for the white squad. Campbell is his holder. We asked who the holder was. No, check that. Middlebrooks is the holder. Campbell does the blocking. Campbell held all year for the Wolverines. Middlebrooks the holder for the Oconee County High School. Moore ready to kick this ball for the extra point. 11:55 to play in the second quarter. So we'll see how that penalty is going to be assessed and against which squad, or if it was offsetting penalties. A little bit of delay here. Kelvin, do you know if that was a penalty against one team or the other, or both?
That's going to be offsetting.
Offsetting penalties. Okay. Moore now lined up to do the kick, waiting on the snap. There's high snap. Kick is high enough, long enough, and it's good. There's 11:55 to play in the half. The score now is Whites 10, Blues 0. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. 9 The Reach.
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
You know, some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward. Very awkward.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Football on 88.9 The Reach.
Well, a short drive, only of about 25 yards, and Malik Chapman carries it in from 2 yards out. Josh Moore kicking off. It's going to be fielded by this time by Connor Williams to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30. Tripped up as he gets to the 30-yard line, so it'll be decent field position for the Blue squad. But they've been unable to capitalize on good field position earlier. Christian Casey with the tackle for Oconee County. 11:37 to play. It's a 10-0 lead for the white squad. The Blues are on offense. Cody Lee's lining up at quarterback now for Athens Christian School. Blues moving right to left in this second quarter.
They've had 3 possessions, 2 turnovers, and 1 4 and out.
Got a full house shotgun formation. Cody Lee hands it off to Clinton Richland, picked up by the white squad. They're going down the field again. Another fumble, another turnover. Who got that football down there? Kelvin Lattimore.
72.
72 for the white squad. That's Aaron Nalepa of George Walton Academy. And he puts them in business back up the blue 10-yard line. This is unbelievable.
Shades of the Thompson Bulldogs in the state championship game, which they had 6 turnovers. Third fumble out of 4 possessions here, and a short field.
So first and goal on the 10 now. After that fumble return, Perkins is your quarterback, and he takes a snap, and it gives it to Trent Harris of Cedar Shoals. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, driven backwards. No running room there. So the blue defense responded. Kevin Lattimore, it's a tough spot the blue finds themselves in right now.
Yeah, it looks like a classic case of hot potato. I don't know. I'm going to talk to one of the players when I get a chance, but it looks like, I don't know if they can pick the ball up. It's cold or what, so I'm going to talk to them about it.
Well, the white squad's not having trouble hanging on to the footballs. I don't know if they're putting their footballs in a humidor over there or something. I'm not sure. Perkins, your quarterback now. Campbell beside him as a running back. High snap, gives it to Campbell. Campbell trying, no, Perkins kept it. Looked like that might have been a little bit of lost timing on that play, Dick, with a high snap.
Or a bad read as well, because it looked like he had the chance to give it to Campbell, but there was a defender right on Campbell, and he might have thought he had best try to keep it and run the quarterback on up in there, but then he fell.
So third
play was just blown up by themselves.
Third down and goal, a loss back to the 13. So they've gone backwards since the fumble return. Perkins in the shotgun formation, takes a snap, drops back, a screen pass to the right, complete to Trent Harris. Harris trying to get around the right side. Going to get it back to the 11-yard line. Look out, Kelvin. They're coming at you down there.
Yeah, I don't want to be mistaken for one of these players. That was a gang tackle right there.
That's right. I don't want you to make any tackles, or I don't want you to dive on any footballs, because it's dangerous. So that's 4th down now. And are they going to try to another field goal? I see Josh Moore trotting out on the field, but they may go for it here.
Looks like there may be a discussion. Is there going to be a timeout? 4th down and 10. No, Moore has gone back to the sideline, and they still have Perkins, the quarterback, out there. So, yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it.
4th down and 11. Perkins takes a snap, a little bit low. Under pressure, scrambles to his right, still looking now. He's going to run to the 10, to the 5. Can he get in the end zone? No, they're going to stop him at the 3-yard line. Kelvin, that was right in front of you. You thought he might get in there.
I thought he was going to get in. I think he hesitated for 1 second, and that's all the defense needed to pull him down. So,
pretty good run by Perkins.
That was an awesome run.
And faked a pass and kind of got the defenders back on their heels and almost got it into the end zone down. They're going to be just short, but right now the blue team, the way they've had trouble with the ball, the way they've had trouble holding on to it, you just want another defensive stop down there. They're yet to pick up a 1st down in the game. They fumbled 3 times. So you like your chances at holding them down here and getting this field position remaining in your favor.
Cody Lee, the quarterback, under center. Got a whistle. Are we going to have a timeout? Timeout, we'll take a break. Your score is white 10, blue 0. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. The Light.
St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital is proud to serve the communities of North Georgia by providing mission-driven, high-quality health care. Our physicians and staff offer a full range of vital services, including advanced surgical and imaging services. We offer rehabilitative services with physical and speech therapy. We meet the needs of expecting families with our mother-baby unit. We provide emergency care 24/7 and so much more. St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital. Your health is our mission.
Fabri-Tax is the source for structural steel fabrication. Our top-notch team harnesses the power of state-of-the-art technology to produce creative custom solutions. Fabri-Tax, backing this community, supporting local youth.
548-5227. Our thanks to Andy Ulrich and Hawthorne Drug Company and all underwriters for their support of high school football on 88.9 The Reach.
Welcome back. Time for me to tell you, you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach, WMSL Athens. It is 1st and 10 on the 3 for the blue squad. Cody Lee at quarterback. Goes a handoff. Now he's going to pass it out of the end zone. Going long down the center of the field. Streaking down the field was Casey Thurman of Windabear, incomplete. Kelvin Lattimore's down the sidelines with Reggie Smothers of Clark Central.
Yeah, Blake, I'm down here with Reggie Smothers, and I got to ask you, man. Well, he got called into the game, so we'll do that later.
Imagine how could they interrupt an interview to put the guy into the game?
I'll get on Coach Tooley about that.
All right, so Reggie's in the game. Let's hope that Reggie makes a great play, because if he messes up, it's all on you, Kelvin. All right, Cody Lee back in the shotgun formation this time, taking the snap in the end zone. Gives a draw play off the right side. I believe that was Clinton Richardson of Greene County. Gain of 2 on the play.
Clinton Richardson on the carry.
All right. It is 3rd down and 8 on the 5-yard line for the blue squad, which made a goal line stand after another fumble. Gave the Whites a great field position. Lee back in a shotgun formation, this time with an empty backfield, 5 wide for the blue squad. Lee takes a snap, drops back in the end zone. Going to throw long down the right side of the field. Incomplete. People fall over one another. Intended receiver was Reggie Smothers. Let's go down the sidelines. Kelvin, I believe you got one of the defensive players down there for the blue squad.
He left me too, Blake.
He did too.
Linebacker Anthony Dunn for Clark Central, he left.
All right. We'll come back to him momentarily. It's going to be a 4th down situation, definitely a punting situation. Punting for the blue squad is going to be Drake Power of Winder Barrow. Noah Campbell standing back deep for the white squad. He's on the blue 45-yard line. 8:59 to play. Here's a whistle. And do we have a timeout on the field? We do. Timeout. We'll take a break. You're listening to high school football on 88.9 The Reach. 88.9 The Reach.
I'm Stephen Moshe.
And I'm Brandon Johnson.
At GFS Insurance Group, we're Bulldogs for life, and we're here to serve and support our community.
Let us serve you with exceptional insurance rates and service for your home, auto, and commercial insurance needs.
We also offer life and health insurance, long-term care insurance, and group benefits. Hey, Brandon, go long.
At GFS Insurance Group in Hartwell, we're not going to drop the ball.
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
You know, some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Offering the new Egg White Grill for breakfast, featuring grilled chicken and egg white and cheese on an English muffin at athenscfa.com and 706-215-5928. Thanks to Shane Todd, Chick-fil-A Beechwood, and Barnett Shoals, and all underwriters for their support of high school football on 88.9 The Reach.
Winder Barrow's Drake Power punts it out of the end zone. It rolls dead, so the white squad will take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line, about the worst field position they've had tonight. Update on the Athens Orthopedic Clinic scoreboard. High school basketball, North Oconee girls 22, Oconee County 12 at the half. So a big rivalry game tonight. The Hog Mountain Road Championship, so to speak, in basketball. So 1st and 10 on the 45. Middlebrooks, the quarterback. He gives the ball off to Casey on a little draw play off to the left side, and he gets just across the line of scrimmage. Not much running room there. 2nd down and about 9, just to the 46. All right, let's go down the sidelines. Kevin Lattimore with Reggie Smothers.
I'm down here with Reggie Smothers. And first question I got to ask you, man, how you feel wearing those Cedar Shoals pants?
I couldn't wear them. I had to put on my practice Nike pants.
Oh, okay. That's the trick. Okay. Second question is, how memorable is this playing on your home field for this All-Star game?
Yeah, it's very memorable. I'm glad I got the opportunity to come out here and play one last time. I'm just going to take advantage of it.
What do you guys need to do to get back in the game right now, down 10-0? You know, is it cold out here? Like, any tricks to staying warm? What?
I mean, yeah, maybe the cold is becoming a factor. Just have to limit turnovers and we'll be fine.
All right, Malik Chapman just made a nice 1st down run for the white squad. They've got it 1st and 10 on the blue 43-yard line. Middlebrooks still in at quarterback, Chapman at running back.
got an illegal substitution against the blue team right now, which is going to cost them another 5 instead of a 1st and 10 at the 45. It's going to, or at the 44, is going to put it down to the 39-yard line of the blue squad. So another mistake by the blue team.
Second down, 1st and 5 now instead of 1st and 10. Middlebrooks is your quarterback. Chapman is his running back. 4 receivers wide on both sides. Middlebrooks throwing long down the right side of the field. He's got a man open behind him. Did he get in the end zone? Yes, touchdown. That was, making the catch was Blake Nelson of Morgan County. But there's a penalty flag, and it's going to come back. So a 40-yard touchdown pass is negated by a penalty. Wow.
Well, you're going to look for a hold, possibly. We'll see what the flag is. They're signaling over to the other sideline, but we've not seen a signal in our direction saying what it is. They are backing them up 10 yards, so I'm expecting a holding call.
Here comes the referee, and I think he may give us a signal any moment here. Spot the ball back now to the white squad 44-yard line. So basically that's a 56-yard, 6-point penalty.
Never saw a call, but that's what it's got to be, a holding call.
Middlebrooks shotgun formation now. 1st and long, steps up, runs out of the pocket, going to scramble, runs to his left, gets across midfield, up to about the 49-yard line, a gain of 6 on the play. Nate Millwood of Winder Barrow with the stop. Middlebrooks not noted as a great runner. This year, I believe he ran the ball for 31 yards, but he passed for 1,533 yards. So now we're looking here at a 2nd and 15 at the blue 49. 7:16 to play in the half. Middlebrooks puts a man in motion left to right. That's Campbell. Middlebrooks looking right. Now going to throw it toward the cut receiver who fell down. That was Blake Nelson, who caught the touchdown pass, lost his footing on that. Stay tuned. After the game, we'll be announcing the DP Doe players of the game. One from each team will receive a calzone. And a bunch of local guys, so somebody's going to enjoy a nice meal at DP Doe. Ball at the 49, 3rd down 15. Clock stops, 7:04 to play. Middlebrooks still in at quarterback. 4 wide look. Ball's right in the middle of the field. Middlebrooks now looks to the sidelines to check for an audible call. Football has changed, people. High school guys audibly. Middlebrooks throwing long down the left side of the field, intended for Campbell. A little bit of miscommunication on that. Middlebrooks threw a little bit high. Campbell was between a couple of defenders. That'll bring up 4th down, a punting situation. Colin Worsham of Oconee County is going to go back in punt formation for the white squad. Going back deep is Tim Cox of Monroe area to receive for the blue squad on this 4th down and 15. Excuse me, Devin Wynn. Yeah, Devin Wynn, I'm looking on the wrong roster. Devin Wynn of Greene County back deep. Worsham takes a snap, has to move right, got some pressure, gets it away though. Wynn's going to signal a fair catch, loses the ball. The ball is still rolling from, I think it went out of bounds. Let's see what the official calls, signaling here. Does he point one way or the other? I think it's still going to be blue football. Chase Fleming over there for the white team, trying to see if he recovered it.
It's all a matter of did he get his feet in bounds, because he did grab hold of the ball, but were his feet in? They're discussing that right now.
Chain gainers doesn't know which way to go. Which end of the chain do we mark here? I believe they're going to give it to the blue squad. So another costly turnover averted. Wow.
But look at that field position again as they're way deep in their own territory. They're going to mark it just about the 11-yard line.
Well, you know, there's not a... It's a week of practice. It's not like they've been able to develop 100 different plays in their offensive repertoire. But what they do have, they've been limited by their field position so far tonight.
still looking for their first down of the game.
Tyreek David of Franklin County in at quarterback. He's got a shotgun look, gives the ball off to his left halfback, and he slants to the right. That's Connor Williams, his teammate from Franklin County. Gain of 2 yards to the 13. Bring up 2nd down and 8.
He kind of stumbled as he got right at the line of scrimmage, managed to get 2 yards out of it, maybe 3.
Miguel McClendon, a wide receiver, comes on into the lineup now for the Blue Squad. David still in at quarterback. Shotgun formation, empty backfield, 3 receivers wide to the right and 2 wide left. David takes a snap, drops the ball, now has to run and picks up to the right, throws it long down the right side of the field. It's incomplete. Josh Carty nearly made an interception on that pass.
Wolverines been busy tonight in this game. They've all been able to make some plays, all getting a lot of playing time.
3rd down and 8 at the 13-yard line for Tyreek David. And this Blue Squad, 5:49 to play in the half. They're trailing 10-0 in the FCA All-Star game here on the campus of Clark Central High School. Nice crowd here tonight. It's not packed, but a nice crowd. David, empty backfield again. Twins to the left, trips to the right. Now he moves it, one man in motion, gives him trips left. David will scramble around the right side, just a quarterback sweep. He's hit as he gets to the line of scrimmage and driven out of bounds. Penalty comes in. Is that going to be a little extracurricular out of bounds? I don't know. Ball, penalty flag around the 15-yard line.
I think that was Tyreek Sims out of Cedar Shoals on the stop over there across the way.
Gain of about 2 on the play. And the penalty flag is against the Blue Squad, and the white team will decline that. So Noah Campbell will go back in to receive a punt.
I don't know if Noah's really back there to catch the ball. He hadn't caught one yet. He's just been back there, and he's let them hit and bounce. I don't know if that's just a thing. They don't want to try to risk a punt return. That's one of the more complicated aspects of the game. But let's see what Noah does. He's standing right at midfield.
Drake Power back to punt. Gets it away. It's a short kick. Don't know if it was partially blocked, but it only gets up to about the 30-yard line. So only about a 15-yard punt on that play. Let's go down to Kelvin. Kelvin, did anybody touch that ball, or was it just a short kick?
Short kick. So nobody touched it.
All right, so 5:19, another great field position now for this white squad. They're taking over on the blue 30.
Game has definitely been played in the blue end of the field. And another great...
you could say it's been played in the blue lagoon, so to speak. It's 1st and 10 now for the Whites. They've been going back and forth. Cameron Perkins of Loganville is your quarterback now. He's got 2 running backs with him and 1 receiver split wide to the left. Ball in the middle of the field. Shotgun formation. Perkins gives it off to his tailback. That was Malik Chapman, the man who scored an earlier touchdown, and he dives forward and maybe gets a half a yard, if that.
Jason Craig out of Appalachia, defensive end, slid down the line of scrimmage to make the play. And you're right, maybe getting nothing on that play. 2nd
down and 10 now. Shotgun formation, twins to the right side. Perkins gives it off to Chapman again off the right side. This time he finds some running room, gets down inside the 25-yard line. Among the tacklers down there, Travis Kellogg of ACS and also Anthony Dunn of Clark Central. Ball spotted on the 23-yard line, so 3rd down and 3 now for the white squad. FCA All-Star game. 4:27 to play in the half. The Whites leading 10-0. They're on the march. Cameron Perkins takes the snap, gives it off to Cameron Casey. Casey dives forward. He's got the 1st down inside the 20. Christian Casey gets down to the 17-yard line. A gain of 6. 1st and 10. Making the tackle, Rowe and Dunn.
Yeah, Blake, they've been on the field the whole game.
Well, of course, they're substituting freely. You see that often, but that means they're running on and off the field as well as playing a lot. But at least they're keeping warm. Campbell is your deep tailback. He takes the handoff, tries to go around the left side, and cuts back into the middle of the field. Gets a couple of yards there. Give him 4 or 5 yards.
As they get up off the pile, down at the very bottom of the pile for the blue team is Hunter Dunn out of Franklin County. But a pretty good pickup of maybe 4, second down.
Second down and 6 now. 3:38 to go in the half. Perkins is your shotgun formation quarterback. He's got Campbell behind him. High snap, but he gives the ball to Campbell. Campbell tries to drive quickly off the right side. Gets through the line of scrimmage. The hole closed quickly. Gets down to the 10-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd and short. Got to get to the 7. Byron Spraggins of Clark Central with the tackle. Byron's made a few tackles on this field in his career. Of course, we're on the campus of Clark Central High School. Now it's 3rd down and 3:01, 3 minutes, clock running. Perkins still at quarterback. Now he's got as his running back Chapman of Morgan County. High snap. Ball's loose. Looked like he faked it to Chapman and tried to keep it himself. I think he dove back and fell on it himself. So Perkins saves a turnover, but that's going to bring up 4th down. So,
and they're going to bring in Josh Moore.
Moore will try to add to this lead. 2:28, clock running. Line of scrimmage is the 16-yard line. And so that makes it about 4th and 9. And they'll spot the ball at the 23, so we'll call that a 33-yard field goal attempt for Moore. There's the snap, the hold, the kick, and it's high enough, long enough, and it is no good. Wide to the left, just curved a little bit wide left. So the blue team dodges another bullet. And so now they'll take over. 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes and 3 seconds to play in this half. Let's go down the sidelines to Kelvin Lattimore.
Well, guys, it looks like the kicking game is let the white team down. The blue team has really been trying to figure out a way to get back in the game. Maybe that was a spark, so we'll see.
All right, here we come up. Tyreek David is at quarterback now for the blue squad. One running back with him, puts a man in motion to the left, gives him trips to the left. He's going to run to the right, gives the ball off to his hand. Devin Wynn is running back. Green County bounces out to the right side. Makes a couple or 3 yards. They're pretty hard-won yards. Just forced out of bounds after a gain of about 2. So they've been unable really to break anything. Dick, the only time they break anything, they wind up fumbling it on the play.
They've had a couple of good plays, and yeah, you're right. Run it for 10 yards and then put the ball on the ground. So they have not yet picked up the first down here in the first half, and we're getting late.
2nd down and 8. David takes the snap, gives it off this time to Richardson. Richardson comes off the left side. He's got the first down this time up across the 31-yard line.
There it finally came. Good run by Clinton Richardson. He had a hole over here on the left side. A lot of running room, and that's the first very positive play that they've had on the ground that looked like they were able to do what they wanted to do on that play.
So now 1st and 10 off the blue 32-yard line after a 10-yard gain on that last play. David, shotgun formation, empty backfield, rolls to his left, now turns his shoulder, throws to the left side. Intended receiver was Miguel McGlendon, trying to do a deep out route, and it's incomplete. Stops the clock with just 54 seconds to play in the half. They're still 68 yards away from the promised land, so they need a big play to get back into this football game. Stay tuned for the FCA halftime show. We're not exactly sure who that's going to be yet.
I think it's going to be Jack Murray was coming up. Did Stuart McLean,
Steve Brooks. We've got a bunch of guys here.
All right.
Here, David back in the shotgun formation, scrambles, rolls to his left, breaks out of a tackle, bounces outside, runs out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Will bring up 3rd down and short with just 46 seconds to play in the half. So artful running there and scrambling by the Franklin County quarterback. Gain of 8 on the play, 3rd down and 2.
He ended up just shy of the first down. If he'd, Mike could have gone forward another couple of yards and picked that up rather than bringing up the 3rd down situation, because you are running late, 46 seconds. Still a long way from the end zone.
David, shotgun formation, got one running back on his left hip, 4 wide look. 2 receivers on both sides. Handoff. Going right through the right side, Connor Williams, David's Franklin County teammate. They're going to call a timeout to stop the clock with 40 seconds to play in the half. We'll take a break. You're listening to high school football on 88.9 The Reach.
St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital is proud to serve the communities of North Georgia by providing mission-driven, high-quality health care. Our physicians and staff offer a full range of vital services, including advanced surgical and imaging services. We offer rehabilitative services with physical and speech therapy. We meet the needs of expecting families with our mother-baby unit. We provide emergency care 24/7 and so much more. St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital. Your health is our mission.
Fabri-Tex is the source for structural steel fabrication. Our top-notch team harnesses the power of state-of-the-art.
Seconds in the half here. 1st and 10 for the Blue Squad in their own 48. Tyreek David after the timeout. Let's see what they dial up here. He's got an empty backfield. Trips to the right, twins to the left. David takes a snap, drops straight back, deep drop. Scrambles to his left under some pressure now. Going to turn his shoulders and throw it over the right side, left side of the field. Incomplete. Intended down there. I believe that was
Blake.
Number 6, Ethan Morris of Appalachia, the intended receiver, will bring up 2nd and 10 with just 34 seconds to go. You know, if you want to augment your listening pleasure, you can tune in and watch this game and listen to us at the same time on BulldogTVNetwork.com. A group out of, I believe, Hart County down here broadcasting this game on their internet broadcast. And here we are, 2nd down and 10. David, shotgun formation, drops straight back, got some time, still time, scrambles to his right now. Now it's going to throw the ball along to the right side of the field. It's incomplete.
He had Aaron Nalepa out of George Walton Academy and Colin Sweet out of Prince Avenue chasing him, forcing him to get rid of that ball a little bit early, having to throw it away.
Just 25 seconds to play in this first half. 3rd down and 10 now for the Blue Squad, trailing 10-0. Tyreek David comes over and gets the play from the sideline. Terry Tooley is the offensive coordinator for the Blue Squad. Heath Webb is your head coach. And we'll see what he dials up here. Again, empty backfield look. David takes a snap, drops back, scrambles to his right now. Under some pressure, still has the ball, finally unloads it before he gets sacked, but basically just throws it out of bounds. So now with 19 seconds, 4th down.
That was Dalton Owens chasing him, almost had him in his grasp. Also another Wolverine, Colin Sweet, also in pursuit.
Penalty flag on the play. Near the far side 40-yard line. So let's see what that call is going to be. 19 seconds on 4th and 10. You might go for it anyway, Dick.
Yeah, nothing to lose here. It's you got 19 seconds, and even if you don't pick it up, they got a long way to go to try to get something themselves. But they're going to back them up now to the 35-yard line.
Penalty against the Blue Squad. Yep. Puts them back on the 36-yard line. So now Tyreek David is lined up, though, as a quarterback. 4th down and basically about 25 yards to go and just 19 seconds in the half. David takes a snap, drops back, steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to scramble to the left. He's not going to get the first down, still on his feet, though, and he's rushed out of bounds at about midfield. Colin Sweet with a tackle for the White Squad. There's 10 seconds to go in the half. White Squad will have the ball 1st and 10. In the blue territory again, this time spotted at about the 48, I believe.
And you might think they'd just take a knee and get the half over with, but you never know. It's all-star football, and Middlebrooks is in there. And he might try to go with the bomb.
Let the guys play, you know. Middlebrooks got one running back on his right hip. He's got 3 receivers wide to the left and 1 receiver wide right. Looks like they are going to try something here. Middlebrooks takes a snap, drops back, looking, scrambles, rush to his right. Now he's going to throw it long down the center of the field. It's tipped up, and it is intercepted by the blue squad. 1 second, and the clock run hits 0. Making the interception was Gunnar Wright of Appalachia, and that's going to be the end of the first half. Down there, you had a better look at it than we did, Kelvin Lattimore.
Yeah, he jumped up, reached for the sky, and brought that ball down. You know, one of those passes where, like Dick said, he could have took the knee, but looking for something there, maybe to enhance the lead.
Well, it's high school football. Let's just play every play, you know, and nobody's going to get fired over this game tonight. This is a game that's for the fun of it, for the exaltation of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Well, that's your halftime score is going to be Blue Squad 0, White Squad 10. When we come back, you'll be listening to the FCA halftime show. This is Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. 88.9 The Reach. 88.9 The Reach.
I'm Stephen Moshe.
And I'm Brandon Johnson.
At GFS Insurance Group, we're Bulldogs for life, and we're here to serve and support our community.
Let us serve you with exceptional insurance rates and service for your home, auto, and commercial insurance needs.
We also offer life and health insurance, long-term care insurance, and group benefits. Hey, Brandon, go long.
At GFS Insurance Group in Hartwell, we're not going to drop the ball.
St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital is proud to serve the communities of North Georgia by providing mission-driven, high-quality health care. Our physicians and staff offer a full range of vital services, including advanced surgical and imaging services. We offer rehabilitative services with physical and speech therapy. We meet the needs of expecting families with our mother-baby unit. We provide emergency care 24/7 and so much more. St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital. Your health is our mission.
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
You know, some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward. Very awkward.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Fabri-Tax is the source for structural steel fabrication. Our top-notch team harnesses the power of state-of-the-art technology to produce creative custom solutions. Fabri-Tax, backing this community, supporting local youth.
I'm Stephen Moshe.
And I'm Brandon Johnson.
At GFS Insurance Group, we're Bulldogs for life, and we're here to serve and support our community.
Let us serve you with exceptional insurance rates and service for your home, auto, and commercial insurance needs.
We also offer life and health insurance, long-term care insurance, and group benefits. Hey Brandon, go long.
At GFS Insurance Group in Hartwell, we're not going to drop the ball.
James, thank you for helping us with this event. So my role with FCA is Director of Coaches Ministry, and so specifically I help with the process of ministering to and through the coach here in Clark County, Oglethorpe County, and Oconee County schools.
Fantastic. Now, next to you, we have a gentleman that many of our listeners have probably heard of at some point in their life. Coach Hagan, tell us who you are.
I'm Coach Steve Hagan. I coached in the NFL for the last 11 years, and before that I was a college football coach, and now I'm coaching FCA. And helping do whatever they ask me to do.
And you work primarily down in the Lake Oconee area, is that correct?
That's right.
And what do you do down there?
Water ski. Now we're in the schools every morning. We go in and get the FCA huddles going and teach those kids how to get up in front of people themselves and deliver the gospel. So we're teaching them how to lead.
Fantastic. Yep. Fantastic. And next to you is a gentleman that I have never had the pleasure of talking to before, and yet I believe he has. You guys credit him, much to his dismay, that he is the one has come up with the idea of the FCA All-Star Game, and this is Coach Steve Hagan. Coach, Steve Brooks. I'm still stuck on Hagan over here.
No, I can't take credit for it, but it is an outstanding event.
Coach Steve Brooks, I'm sorry. And you came up with this idea a number of years ago. Would you share with our listeners, because they've never heard this that I know of, how did you develop this idea?
7 years ago, and 2 weeks ago, I went to a banquet in Gwinnett County. I got invited by Dave Hunter. I asked him could I come in honor and support one of my former staff members that was being inducted. He coached in Gwinnett County, and he was being recognized as one of the top assistant coaches in the county. And I went to the game, or to the banquet. And at the banquet, I was sitting there, and I said, "What a great idea to honor coaches and kids and share the gospel in Northeast Georgia." Well, Gwinnett County has 26 schools, and we said, they've got their own entity. They're self-contained. They get the east side of Gwinnett playing the west side, and they had the region split up, and they used their head coaches. Well, head coaches at the end of the year are exhausted, so I got with Jack, and I got with Stewart, and I got with Dickie Clark, and we just kind of started brainstorming. And it took us 3 years of brainstorming. Finally, we actually hired Dave Hunter, who started the Gwinnett County Touchdown Club and the All-Star Game. And we brought him in, and we just said, "Dave, we want to do this." We have 24 schools at the time. We had Athens, Clark County, and the 5 counties that touched us. And we said we have outstanding coaches in this area. We have outstanding players in this area that are probably never going to get in an all-star game because of the sheer volume of 400 high schools in the state. And we said, wouldn't it be neat if we copied what they're doing in Gwinnett? We've got to have some unifying force. And we just said, well, the gospel is. And if you uplift the name of Jesus, God will draw men to him. And Dave Hunter was convinced that it wouldn't work. And we just said, let's hold to what Scripture says. And that's our one unifying force. FCA is very prevalent in this area. it's a part of every high school in this area, and we have huddle coaches that are vibrant, sharing the gospel once in each and every week. And we just said, let's get them together. Let's try this. So we got a group of coaches together. We actually met 3 times over the course of a year with Coach Hunter, and he kind of took us through the steps. And then, as always, Jack Murray and Stuart McLean come up with, they take the vision and put wheels on it, and they do a marvelous job. So they are very gracious giving me credit, but they deserve the credit. They put wheels to this thing, and we said hopefully one day we'd be able to raise enough money from this game to be able to send the huddle coach, the guy that's where the rubbers meet in the road, each week in the school, be able to send he and his wife to summer leadership camp, be able to send 4 football players. Or athletes, it could be any other athlete, somebody that's in their huddles, be able to send those people to FCA leadership camp. And then the assistant coach of the year, instead of letting head coaches do it, let assistant coaches have an opportunity for leadership and send those people to leadership camp. Just give their wives and the coach a break, give some kids some leadership training, and then come back and let them be their day in and day out huddle leaders, within their athletic department and within their school.
And I'm sure we are pretty well on the road to being able to do that. Am I correct?
We are heading in the direction, again, thanks to the leadership of Jack Murray and Stuart McLean and, gosh, whoever else they've got on their team. And I know now apparently I've met Steve Hagan, coach, tonight, and obviously he's on fire. And the neat thing, you got people like George Bond, who's in the community. Well, he's caught fire, and he's not a coach, but he's caught fire. And we have a lot of those kind of people that have really come on board and have, put wheels on this thing. And it's going to grow and grow. We have the large 7-on-7 tournament in the summer over at Athens Christian. Chris Williams does a wonderful job with that. They're maxed out. I think they have 14 teams this past year. Probably 750 kids come to that. Chick-fil-A, the local Chick-fil-A, and Todd feeds all those kids. And probably 150 kids pray to receive Christ every summer. And it's neat. And they have great outreach. It's just an outreach ministry. It's a way for kids to share their faith, how they believe, and how they've the faith that they've been taught, and be able to share it with their classmates, their teammates, and then have an impact and influence on their athletic team.
And you mentioned that 7-on-7 this summer was our first opportunity actually to be there and participate in part of it, and pull the car up, got out of the car and looked around, and I felt like a little country boy had come to the big college campus.
Isn't it neat?
It was activity everywhere.
It's fabulous. Chris Williams heads that up. And he just does a fabulous job. He really does. Puts in, unlimited hours, making sure every school in the area that wants to participate has a spot in that tournament.
Okay. Guys, I've just been given the signal here. We're going to have to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back, and we'll talk a little bit more.
Since 1991, Clyde Armory, home of the Black Rifle, has served
that was fantastic.
Ages, from beginners to experienced gun owners, with product knowledge from a professional staff. 6,000 square feet of inventory with firearms.
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
Some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward. Very awkward.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
We were talking about the 707 back in the summertime, Coach, and like I said, I felt like a little country boy had come to the big college campus. There was activity everywhere, but what impressed me the most was when we had lunch and then we went into the gym and they had a speaker there. And I watched the response to that speaker, and when he issued the invitation call,
Holy Spirit answered. Holy Spirit got in people's hearts, and they got up and
exactly. Initially, nobody moved.
Right.
But it took that first kid standing up,
right.
and he wasn't the biggest kid in the room,
right.
but he wasn't the smallest kid in the room. He's about a medium-sized kid, and he stood up. And the moment he stood up, it wasn't 20, 30 seconds later, the biggest kid in the room stood up, and then it was one after another after another. And that impressed me. All it took was one standing up saying, I'll take a stand.
You know, and then all the other kids that were there watching it, that seed was planted.
Oh,
and,
yes.
It's just a matter of time. It really is. It's just a great event, well run, and it came from really Jack Murray and Stewart, and they're, you know, I know Stewart is in the high schools each and every week leading coaches with leadership and how to, you know, share the gospel and how to build huddles in their own schools, and he does a wonderful job with that. And I've known Jack for a long time. Jack and I have become just close buddies over the years through FCA. Both my girls, when they were in high school, they had the benefit of going through the FCA program and leadership camp and just everything that there was, you know, and then all the FCA football camps. And, you know, it's just a wonderful ministry to go into the public school system and now private school systems. You know, you have non-denominational, you know, different, even in the different private schools.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I've noticed too, is that the quality of these students that are in leadership, that you guys train and put into leadership positions, the quality of those students just blows me away. I've had some of the opportunities to interview these students.
Yeah, these kids are really, really sharp. They really are. And you can get them from, you know, most schools have 15 to 17 athletic teams, ninth grade programs, JV, varsity programs. It doesn't matter where the kid is. I know Oconee even get kids from the Glitz and the Ritz. We got a lot of our singers that lead worship each week from that group. You go to your chorus, you go to your band. That's where your gifted kids are. Mm-hmm. And just go get them and build your worship teams from there. And then, you know, kids, they just kind of pass it on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stuart, you look like you got something on your mind.
Yeah, well, I am really just so grateful and humble to be able to sit here with Coach Brooks. You know, my relationship with him began right here at Clark Central High School back in 1994. I was a skinny soccer player that decided I wanted to lift weights. And I walk into the weight room and meet Coach Brooks. And he spent 2 years just getting after all of us. And I was not a football player, like I said, but he treated me as if I was. And he encouraged me like crazy. At that time, I did not have many strong male role models in my life. And Coach Brooks, without even knowing it, you know, he thought he was just working on helping me build muscle. And God was using him to help me, to help build my heart, even without Coach Brooks knowing it. And so we began at that time just a special relationship where he was a mentor to me. And we didn't know. At that time, I was not walking with the Lord. I was not a Christ follower yet. But God would use Coach Brooks to not only plant seeds in my life and help me develop as a young man, but years later, when I got the call to come into ministry, it was his influence as a coach that just absolutely captured my heart with the potential for coaches to use their platform to share the gospel with young men, change their lives forever. So I'm just, that's why I'm over here giddy that I get to hang out and spend more time with Coach here tonight.
Now, Coach Hagan, I've got just a few more minutes before halftime's up here, but I'd like you to share a little bit of what your objectives are with FCA in the Lake Oconee area.
Well, you want to share the gospel with everybody. It doesn't matter if they're in Lake Oconee or Alaska. Mm-hmm. And, you know, what the cool thing is, I've coached football from California to New York City, and FCA has always been part of that ministry of coaching football. And so the people that have just lived here in Georgia and only seen FCA work here in Georgia, or even just here in this neighborhood of Athens, it works everywhere. FCA works in California. It works everywhere. And the reason it works is because, first of all, it's based on the truth. It's based on the gospel. And it works because we have strong coaches inside the schools that are willing to be bold enough and not ashamed of the gospel to take it to the kids, because that's the most important thing, and that's why FCA is a completely different ministry and a different mission than any other ministry or mission in America, as far as I know, because our ministry goes through the coaches. The gospel goes through the coaches to the kids. And one coach has, look at this game right here. One coach, the head coach of each one of these teams has a direct impact on the 40 players or however many players are in each team. Immediate impact on a daily basis. These kids, sometimes these kids are with their coach more than they're at their house.
Mm-hmm.
And they're impacted more by their coach than they are by their parents sometimes. Unfortunately, that's the case, but fortunately that is the case if you get the right coach. And that's what's so outstanding about Fellowship Christian Athletes Ministry is we go on their field, on their court, with their coach, teach them to become leaders in Christ, and then they in turn take that leadership skill and they share it with their kids, and then those kids rise up as leaders, and that's the next generation of coaches and the next generation of leaders. So that's what's so phenomenal about this.
Coach, I hope to get to talk with you more next season, and
sure,
and maybe interview you for one of our halftime shows specifically, because you were our speaker for this evening, and you gave a tremendous, rousing speech. I felt like I was sitting in the locker room of a college football team.
Well, they were going to go play football. I don't want to put them to sleep.
You
get them right.
You definitely didn't. You riled them up pretty good. So I appreciate.
At least we've got one team right.
That's right. I appreciate you guys spending a little time with us this evening. 20 minutes has gone by. It doesn't seem like it's been 3. So, but I do appreciate you spending time with us. I appreciate you all being a part of what we do on the air every week. And
you're
we
a part
enjoy
of what we do.
Well, it's kind of a symbiotic relationship,
right.
And we enjoy spending time with you.
James, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Appreciate it.
And we'll be back with our final episode of Friday Night Under the Lights in just a moment.
St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital is proud to serve the communities of North Georgia by providing mission-driven, high-quality health care. Our physicians and staff offer a full range of vital services, including advanced surgical and imaging services. We offer rehabilitative services with physical and speech therapy. We meet the needs of expecting families with our mother-baby unit. We provide emergency care 24/7 and so much more. St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital. Your health is our mission.
I'm Stephen Moshe.
And I'm Brandon Johnson.
At GFS Insurance Group, we're Bulldogs for life, and we're here to serve and support our community.
Let us serve you with exceptional insurance rates and service for your home, auto, and commercial insurance needs.
We also offer life and health insurance, long-term care insurance, and group benefits. Hey, Brandon, go long.
At GFS Insurance Group in Hartwell, we're not going to drop the ball.
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
You know, some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward. Very awkward.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Fabri-Tax is the source for structural steel fabrication. Our top-notch team harnesses the power of state-of-the-art technology to produce creative custom solutions. Fabri-Tax, backing this community, supporting local youth.
Josh Moore, a 40-yard field goal with 2:11 to play. And then in the second quarter, Malik Chapman of Morgan County with a 2-yard rush, and that accounts for the scoring, 10-0 Whites over the Blues. The Whites have dominated the game mainly because of carelessness and turnovers by the Blue squad. We're about to get this second half underway. Noah Campbell and Chase Fleming are deep for the White squad, receiving their first kickoff of the game. Levi Larkins of Madison County will be kicking off for the Blue squad. They'll be going right to left. Kevin Lattimore has switched sidelines. He's over on the White sideline this side. Now, if the Blue team comes back and rallies, Kelvin, that could mean that you could be bad luck on whichever sideline you're on. Here comes Larkins with the kickoff. It's going to go out of bounds way up the field. So will the White squad make them kick it again, or will they take over on their own 35-yard line?
Looks like they're going to take it at the 35-yard line and have the first possession of the second half. The Blue team did manage to pick up a couple of first downs late in the half. It was the first time they really showed signs of moving the ball. And we got a 10-0 game, but it's been all the White team. And they got Middlebrooks out there coming out to quarterback here in the second half.
All right, so Sam Middlebrooks is your quarterback, and the running back there with him again is Malik Chapman, who scored a short touchdown run. Got two receivers wide to the left side of the field. Ball is right in the middle of the field. There's the signal for the play, and we're about ready to get the second half underway. Middlebrooks gives the ball off to Chapman and runs off the left side to the 40, gets outside there up to around the 44-yard line. And before Will Smith of Appalachia with a tackle, Kevin Lattimore, I believe, is on the sidelines now with Coach Greg Vandegrift.
Yeah, I'm down here with Coach Vandegrift, man. Coach Vandegrift says this is like the Pro Bowl. He's got all the all-star coaches down here. Coach, after one half in the books, what do you think so far?
A lot of good players on the field.
Yeah, I saw a lot of slipping and sliding. Is it the field? Have you talked to the players? Is it the field, or is it just, cold, jittery?
Ryegrass is always tough to keep your footing on, and, guys hadn't been on the field in 3 or 4 weeks for some of them, so probably a little combination of both.
One thing we have noticed is that a lot of Prince Avenue Wolverines have made some plays out there on the field today, so what do you make of that? Are you proud of them?
Yeah, I hope it lets them understand that they can play, with all classifications. Sometimes kids in single A feel like they can't maybe play with a 2A or 3A or 4A, but obviously they're finding out today they can.
All right, a penalty negates that run, and it's going to put the ball back at the 28-yard line. Middlebrooks back there now, second down. Gives the ball off to Casey, trying to get around the left side. Gets up to the 30. Short gain on the play. Back to Kevin Lattimore and Coach Vandegrift.
Well, I walked off from Coach Vandegrift. Oh, okay. I was going to try to chat with Mr. Pringle a little bit later on.
All right, we'll come back and get Jared Pringle. He's on the squad from the Wolverines, but unable to play. Suffered a knee injury in the Landmark Christian quarterfinal game, and actually could not play at all in the semifinal game against Fellowship Christian. So now it's looking at a third down and about 15 for the White squad after that penalty. Middlebrooks shotgun formation with a running back on his left hip. 4 wide look. Middlebrooks drops back, looking left. Throws over the left side of the field. Got a man is open but incomplete. Campbell was the intended receiver. Coverage was by Will Newman of North Oconee. So Middlebrooks, an old teammate of Will Newman's, played at North Oconee before he transferred for his senior season at Oconee County. Well, punting situation on now to punt for the White squad. Looks like that's going to be Blake Nelson of Morgan County back to punt. Devin Wynn will go back for Greene County to receive. Just underway, 10:40 in the third quarter. It's a 10-0 lead, White over the Blue. The final broadcast of the football season here on WMSL. It's been a great season for us. There's the snap and the punt. Nice high kick. Fair catch signal for, and he drops it again. Second time he's dropped the punt on a fair catch, and I believe he falls on it. And they'll maintain possession. Gives me time to tell you that you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach WMSL Athens. Let's go down the sidelines. Kevin Lattimore is with Jared Bringle and also Trent Harris of Cedar Shoals.
Man, Trent Harris down here, and as they just pointed the ball, he said he's going to drop it, and you called it, man. Are you a psychic or what?
He just was scared.
He was scared. Okay.
Too far now, out there in the sky.
Also, I've noticed down here a place to get warm, Blake. So eat your heart out. I found Mr. Pringle over here by the heat warmers. So I found comfort down here. So you guys gonna share it with me?
Yeah, enjoy it.
All right, I'll get with Mr. Pringle in a second.
All right, there's a handoff up the middle. I believe that was Richardson with the carry. Excuse me, Devin Wynn. This time he hangs on to the football. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. Second down and 6. Up to the 32. Call it 31-yard line. So second down and 6 on the 31. Just underway here in the third quarter. Blue squad right to left. Quarterback is Tyreek David. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 wide left. David takes a snap, gives it off to a handoff to Wynn. Tries to slice from left to right, and he gets up to about the 34-yard line. Maybe a gain of 3 on the play. We'll bring up 3rd and short. Dick, looks like they're trying to be pretty conservative here in the early moments of this second half.
Not trying to run jet sweeps and all this kind of stuff, trying to run between the tackles, and this is what you want if you're going to try to do this. You want 3 yards, 3 yards, or 4, and they got a manageable 3rd down play here with 3rd and a long 2.
3rd down now. Tyreek David is your quarterback from Franklin County, back in the shotgun formation. Gives the ball off to Richardson. Richardson tries to go off the left side. I don't think he's going to get the first down. He's going to be short up to about the 35. Needed to get to the 38.
Yeah, he's going to be about a yard.
Dalton Owens and Stanley Henderson. Go ahead, Dick.
Yeah, yard and a half short. They are where they're spotting it. Part of the football is on the 35, so I think they're going to have to kick it away with 4th and a yard and a half to go.
Drake Power, Winder Barrow goes back in punting formation. Noah Campbell again goes back deep to receive for the white squad. Campbell, of course, the Swiss Army knife of the Prince Avenue football team this season. Power's last punt was basically a short 15-yarder. Didn't get very far with it. Campbell has not had a return so far tonight. 8:22 clock running here in the third quarter. There's the snap. Power gets it away. Kind of a line drive kick. Campbell is going to field this one, but goes to his knee right away at the 32, so it'll be 1st and 10 there. Stay tuned after the game. We'll be announcing the DP Doe players of the game. One from each team will win a coveted calzone from DP Doe. Ball on the 32 with 8:12 to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10 White. They've got a 10-0 lead. Some of these guys, it's the last football game they'll ever play in their life, and some of these guys are, hey, they can go play somewhere else, and it may be Division III, who knows, but they can play football, and that's what they're out here to do tonight. Back in the shotgun formation now is going to be Cameron Perkins of Loganville. Takes a snap. Quick out to the right. Complete to Blake Nelson of Morgan County. He goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That'll be a 1st down on the first play.
Gave a pretty good stiff arm to the defensive back, Dante Anderson of Hart County, and then was able to pick up the 1st down there right about the 44-yard line.
13-yard gain before Anthony Dunn makes the tackle. Dunn out of Clark Central. Ball right in the middle of the field. 7:59 to play. Perkins back in the shotgun formation. Puts Casey on his left hip. Takes the snap. Quarterback draw off to the left side. Drop for a loss, though, before he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Anthony Dunn out of Clark Central, really quick closing on that play to make the tackle and get him in the backfield.
You know, Dick, one of the things I just noticed, I say the ball's in the middle of the field. They're bringing it back to the middle of the field on every play instead of putting it on the hash marks. I think that's one of the things, their special rules they have for this game to keep from having a strong side and weak side of the field to kind of balance it out. Perkins now shotgun formation, 2nd down and 11 at his own 44-yard line. Takes a snap, drops back, looking along to the right. Pass complete. Catching that is Frank Samuelson, George Walton Academy tight end, a little slant in. It's going to be a little short of the first down. We'll bring up 3rd down and short.
But that was a great pass by Cameron Perkins. He threaded the needle on that one. Had 3 men in coverage and got the receiver, Samuelson, who we saw as a very good receiver during the course of the year, the 2 times we saw him. 3rd down and 1 on the blue 37-yard line. Perkins takes a snap. Deep handoff to Malik Chapman. Chapman breaks free to the 40. Right side of the 35, 30, far sideline. Pushed out of bounds inside the 30. Be 1st and 10 there. Did you see down there, Kelvin, who made the tackle? It was Gunnar Wright of Appalachia. Gunnar Wright did make the tackle, pushed him out of bounds right about inside the 27-yard line, or mark it right at the 27. 20-yard pickup for Malik Chapman of Morgan County. He scored the touchdown earlier tonight on just a short 2-yard run. Perkins, shotgun formation, gives the ball to Chapman again. Chapman off the right side this time. Excuse me, Christian Casey. And he gets down to the 21-yard line, 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4. Getting some pretty good chunks of yardage here on their 2nd possession of the 2nd half. They picked up a 1st down the first go-round. Or actually, they went 3 and out. They had a penalty, and they went 3 and out on the first drive. Perkins, kind of an unusual tight shotgun formation. Guys right on his hip. Perkins fakes it to them, rolls to the right, passes out the right flat to Casey. Casey makes a man miss, gets inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there. 1st and goal. Knocked out of bounds by Gunnar Wright of Appalachia. Cameron Perkins has had a lot of success in his career at Loganville. And this year, 18 touchdown passes. He can run the ball as well. He had 383 rushing yards, 1,681 yards passing, and he's had a good game tonight. 13-yard pickup on the play, so 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. Perkins will stay in at quarterback. Got an I formation behind him. Noah Campbell, the tailback, in that I. They toss pitch to Campbell around the right side to the 10, to the 5, stiff arm, driven out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Again, that's Gunnar Wright on the tackle, along with Dante Anderson of Hart County. We saw the Hart County head football coach up here, Coach, my mind just went blank, Dick. Riles. No, not Riles. That's from Cedar Shoals. Devane, William Devane. Oh, yeah. William Devane was up here. All right, it is going to be 2nd and goal on the 6 after 2-yard pickup by Campbell. Another power I formation. Campbell off the right side and weaves back to the left, trying to power in, gets down to about the 4-yard line, and the defense closes on him there. So just a gang tackle by the blue defense, trying to make a goal line stand here. 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. He's running behind Luke Peacock of Walnut Grove and Davin Adcock, his teammate at Oconee County. It's 3rd down. We got Chapman and Campbell in the backfield. Perkins is your quarterback under center. Another tight I formation. Put a man in motion to the right. Toss pitch to the right. Fake it. They're going to throw it in the right corner of the end zone. It's a little bit high. Incomplete. Intended for Durante Ford of Oconee County. And it goes incomplete, so now we're looking at a 4th down. And let's see if they go for the kick. It looks like they are bringing on the kicker. And that's Josh Moore of Loganville. He's already got a 40-yard field goal earlier tonight. This will be much shorter. You think they had time to put in a fake kick, Dick? Probably not. I would have a sense that if they're putting him out there, they mean to use him. With Middlebrooks holding, he could pass and fake, but I would think you're going to get the field goal.
There's the snap, the hold, the kick. It's high enough, long enough, and it is good. There's 4:38 to play in the third quarter. Your score now is White 13, Blue 0. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach.
Call McGee today. We are your one-stop for maintenance, service, and replacement of all your heating and cooling needs. We sell and service all brands in Northeast Georgia and upstate South Carolina. Ask about our $12 per month maintenance program to keep your system efficient and clean through the summer. Don't forget to ask about no interest until 2020 on qualifying replacement systems. Remember, McGee Heating and Air, comfort you can count on. It's hard to stop a train.
Exit Landmark Realty would like to wish the Hart County Bulldogs a great season. Whether you're buying or selling, on the lake, at the farm, or anywhere in between, call Exit Landmark Realty for all your real estate needs.
We'd also like to congratulate Laney Stetson and the class of 2017.
Who let the dogs out? Who? 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 Who?
Phillips Brothers Contracting has been building custom homes in Hart County for 18 years, and we are proud supporters of Hart County athletics. The same qualities that go into building a strong home must be a part of any team.
Field goal by Josh Moore, his second of the night, and the White squad is now up 13-0. Moore is kicking off. Back deep is going to be Wynn and Connor Williams. They flop sides of the field. Wynn to the near hash mark, Williams to the far hash mark. There's the kick. It's going to go deep. Wynn's going to jump up and field it at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25. Gets up to about the 30-yard line, and there's going to be brought down. So the Blue Squad will take over with 4:30 to play. Let's go down the sidelines to Kelvin Lattimore.
Hey, Blake, still trying to get warm down here. I have been moved out of my spot because it looks like when the offense is off the field, they all swarm to the warmer. So I'm trying to stay warm and watch the game right now, Blake.
All right, so you mean to say that the heater that's designed for the football players, they won't let the media stand in front of it?
Yeah, they politely asked me to excuse myself.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Blue Squad. Cody Lee now in at quarterback from Athens Christian School. He gives a handoff for the left side. The ball is loose on the ground again, but they fell on it for the Blue Squad. Connor Williams took the handoff, lost it, and fell on it, all in one play, and no gain on the play, so 2nd and 10 on the 30. The ball seems to be slipperier for one team. The Blue Squad just cannot hold on to the football tonight. The White Squad, they've had no trouble.
3 lost fumbles. That's lost fumbles by the blue team. That was another one that they put on the ground, but they got it back.
2nd down and 10. Cody Lee, shotgun formation. Williams is on his left hip. 2 receivers wide on each side of the field. Takes a snap. It's going to be a reverse going around the right side. That's number 1. That's Quay Epps of Greene County. Ball was a little bit loose on the run. Who's got the football? Another turnover.
Possibly a turnover. They're still talking about it.
And it looks like the officials have a little bit of mercy in his heart and is going to allow the Blue to keep that football. Kelvin, you had a better look at it than we did. What was your call?
Definitely White picked that ball up. Number 72 on White. Defensive lineman.
Aaron Nalepa of George Walton Academy. Instead, we're looking here to 3rd down and 5 on the Blue 35-yard line. They're still marching right to left. Tariq David comes in at quarterback, puts a man in motion to the right, gets him trips right. He runs to the left, though, just a naked sweep, bounces outside, a good spin move going down the sideline for the 1st down, almost to midfield. Dick, he did a little head fake in there that really sucked in the defense and gave him an opening around the edge.
He looked like the basketball player who would be making the dribble, taking it from his right, going immediately back to his left. He spun that quickly there. And that spin move got him open and picked up the first down. I mean, he fooled everybody on that, was able to get the yardage. So a good run that time by Tyreek David out of Franklin County.
17-yard gain to the white 48. Cody Lee back in at quarterback. He gives the ball to Devin Wynn. Tries to go around the right side with a sweep. Gets about 4 or 5 yards.
Josh Carty rode him down, literally rode him down, grabbed him up and around the shoulders and kind of took him to the ground after a 4-yard gain.
Up to the 44, 2nd down and 6. Right in front of you down there, Kelvin.
Yeah, a lot of action. The guy took number 34 for the white. Took him for a ride. A lot of hard hitting down here for it to be so cold.
All right. You know, that's the one thing, Dick. When you hit on a game like this, it just hurts that much more.
Oh, yeah.
2nd down and 6 now for the Blue Squad. Got a little bit of a drive going here. They've already gone 26 yards. Cody Lee, shotgun formation, empty backfield, puts a man in motion though. Lee fakes the pitch one way, rolls the other way, pass out to the right flats. Incomplete, intended for Clinton Richardson of Greene County. So bring up 3rd and 6.
Colin Sweet putting the pressure on him, knocked the quarterback down right as he threw the ball. Looking maybe like a little bit guilty, like I might draw a flag on that, but
Cody Lee arguing for saying, Mr. Ref, help me out here. Protect us quarterbacks. Tyreek David back in at quarterback, empty backfield, trips to the right, twins to the left. David back to pass. Now quarterback draw right up the middle to the 40. Hit as he gets to the 40, trying to back his way up to the 1st down line. Just moves the mass. I'm not sure he got it. It's probably going to be about a yard short. But this could be 4 down territory.
I think so. Keandre Williams out of Morgan County hit him first, but he fell forward after Keandre hit him for another 1.5 yards up near the 1st down.
They may have to measure. Let's see if they're going to measure. They're going to call it 4th down. Or they are going to come on and measure this one now. All right, Kelvin, what's your call?
Call is short.
Call is short. He's decisive. Did you hear that in his voice? The call is short.
And short it is.
That's decisive. Kelvin Lattimore down there on the sideline. So it's going to be 4th down and less than 1.
Well, you got to go for it now. I mean, there's no reason to punt here. You're down 13-0, all-star game. Go for it.
1:53 to play in the 3rd quarter. The white team has dominated so far, capitalizing on many, many mistakes by this blue squad. They've turned it over 3 times. They put it on the ground many more times than that.
The end of the 2nd quarter, they had begun to move the ball. They moved the ball well here on this drive, and with that kind of momentum, I think this is a good move to go for it on 4th and inches.
Cody Lee comes up at quarterback under center, got a 1 running back behind him, 2 receivers split wide to the right. Let's see if he goes with just the quarterback sneak. Lee gives a handoff to his tailback. Penalty flag. That was Devin Wynn with a handoff. Penalty flag. Did somebody move early? Did they draw somebody off sides? Critical. White team pointing that it's against the blue squad. So instead of 4th and inches, it will be 4th and 5. I got a feeling they'll still go for it.
Well, I do too, but now there's really the thought that you might just want to punt it away. You had a 4th and inches and you have a disastrous penalty. You may just, I don't know, you're going to pick it up on 4th and 5.5. That's 5.5 yards at a play. Been pretty hard to come by for the blue team.
A lot of discussion down there. Nobody's marked anything off yet. Not sure what the delay is. Let's see if we got any scores on the Athens Orthopedic Clinic scoreboard from high school basketball games that we can give you. We'll mention Oconee and North Oconee playing each other tonight. Athens Academy and Prince Avenue playing each other. It is an illegal procedure. Offsetting penalties. So that's why the discussion. So it will be 4th and inches. So, Dick,
you go for it.
Yep. They don't have to really make a tough call here. Lee comes over to the sideline to the coach to get a call. He went for the deep pitch to the tailback the last time. play was blown dead too quick to see if it would have been a success or not. So 1:32 to play in the third quarter here at the FCA All-Star Game. Temperature right now is 36 degrees, actually a little bit warmer than when we started the game. And there's another penalty flag here. I believe somebody jumped on that one. Lee tried to go with a quarterback sneak and looked like he might have gotten the first down. Let's see what the call is going to be this time. It's illegal procedure now against the defense. Probably somebody tried a snap count or tried to fool the blue team.
2 illegal procedure calls against the defense,
which you rarely see.
Yeah, you hardly ever see one call. So somebody is doing something down there that is.
But the 5-yard penalty keeps the drive alive, and it'll be 1st and 10 now on the white 34, the deepest penetration of the night for the blue squad. Referees come on and stop the play from resuming. I think the referee was over giving an explanation to the white sideline. And now they're ready to get underway. Tyreek David of Franklin County in at quarterback right now. Late getting a receiver on. They've got an empty backfield, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, puts man in motion. That'll give him trips left, fakes a reverse. David going to throw it all along down the right side of the field. It's going to be incomplete.
Big battle going on there with Colin Sweet against Worley Robinson of Elbert County. Colin got the better of him on the initial lick and knocked him down, and but did not pursue the passer after that.
Kevin Lattimore's buddy Reggie Smothers, the intended receiver on that play, and it was incomplete, so it will be 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 1:26 to go in the third quarter. Remember to stay tuned after the game for the DP Doe players of the game, 1 from each team. Cody Lee has come in at quarterback on 2nd down and 10. Got a receiver running back behind him. Drops the snap, running back to pick it up. He fell on it and rolled on top of it. Beat Colin Sweet back to it. Lee just did not catch the snap. I don't think the snap was particularly bad, Dick.
No, it just looked like it went right through his hands, just over his shoulders. And that, yeah, he might not have been ready for the snap to be made, but that's a huge loss.
12 yards. Wow.
Rather than on a 2nd and 10, after that, you're now looking at a 3rd and 22. So that'll kill your drive.
Tyreek David comes back in at quarterback. Another example of the carelessness of this blue offense tonight. They have just put the ball on the ground many times. David, looks like the right tackle moved that time for the blue squad. Penalty flag comes in. They blow the play dead. So instead of 3rd and 22, we may be looking at 3rd down and 27.
Yes, that's kind of funny. The tackle moved, but he's pointing over there at the defense like
something's up.
Something made him move, and now you got 3rd and about a mile.
3rd and a 4th of the length of the field is basically what you've got.
I engaged in hyperbole. That's just
a mile is just as effective right now. Empty backfield. David back to pass. Got some protection. Throws it long over the middle of the field. A jump ball down the right sideline. It's incomplete. Smothers, the intended receiver. Coverage on the play.
Tim Cox was one of them down there from Monroe.
4th down and 27. I don't think there's any debate here, Dick. You got to punt the ball away on a 4th and 27.
Stevie Howard out of Social Circle also back there in coverage. So, yeah, 4th down and 27.
On the punt is Drake Power of Winder Barrow. Noah Campbell is deep for the white squad. Not a particularly deep punt. And it's going to take a bounce and actually be downed on the white squad 28-yard line. So the whites will have it 1st and 10 there. Just 12 seconds to go in the quarter. Leading 13-0.
Blue team had a good chance to get down there and maybe get some points, and then you have the mistake of the high snap or the missed catch on that snap, and that just killed the drive. Another penalty on top of that, and they'd been moving the ball pretty well, but the mistakes killing them.
Yeah, it's interesting. In a game like this, you would expect some mistakes because these guys are not very familiar with one another. But so far, all the mistakes have been on one side of the football. So you can't just automatically assign it to the fact that it's unfamiliarity. All right, Sam Middlebrooks in the quarterback now for the white squad. And he's got two running backs in the shotgun formation, two receivers to the left. Gives the ball off to Christian Casey. Casey bounces out left to the 30, almost to the 35-yard line, up to about the 34. Gain on the play of about 7. Tackle on the play by Kendrick McCalla of Hart County. First time we called his name, and that's the end of the quarter. We've got 1 quarter to play, and your score is Whites 13, Blues 0. You're listening Friday night under the lights on 88.9 The Reach. And The Reach.
Hi folks, Gary Phillips here with Tri-County Chevrolet. And as you can see, the construction is complete, but the low prices and the quality service before and after the sale hasn't changed.
We have a great selection of new Chevrolets, all with great manufacturer rebates and huge Tri-County Chevrolet discounts. Come check our inventory out in person or online at TriCountyChevy.com.
We always have around 100 quality pre-owned vehicles, all with at least a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty, and your first oil change is always on us. Chevrolet.
My name's Jackson McConnell, and I'm President and CEO of Pinnacle Bank. What do I want us to be known for? It's what it's been known for the last 80 years. Great service. We've served our community. The things that bring me the most satisfaction is knowing that we had a part to some success that happened in somebody's life. My name's Jackson McConnell, and I'm President and CEO of Pinnacle Bank. What do I want us to be known for? It's what it's been known for the last 80 years. Great service. We've served our community. The things that bring me the most satisfaction is knowing that we had a part to some success that happened.
2nd down and 3, and the handoff goes to Malik Chapman off the right side, and I don't think he got even half a yard there. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage will bring up 3rd down and 3. Just learned that it's almost meaningless, but the series record in this FCA All-Star game is 2 blue and 1 white. So the white team tonight could even the series, as if anybody other than our engineer James Dunn cares about that. Dalton Owens is in the backfield. They give it, though, to the right to Chapman. And the ball came out. The white squad says he was on the ground first. Let's go down the sideline to Kelvin Lattimore. Tell us what you saw.
Yeah, he was on the ground. This should remain white ball.
But I think he's short of the first down.
He is.
So that will bring up a 4th and situation. Another 3 and out here. 4th and 1. 10:54 to play in the game with a 13-0 lead. Hey, Tuesday, go ahead, Dick.
Dalton Owens is bringing in the play. He was over on the sideline. He's bringing it in. It's interesting to see him line up in the backfield, and they run right behind him. He just squashes defenders, and he's back there again. Let's see if they run behind him.
The right side fullback. Sam Middlebrooks under center has got Chapman back as his tailback. We got a timeout. Timeout. We'll take a break here. Score 13 for the white, 0 for the blue. You're listening Friday night.
In times of need, isn't it comforting to know that Strickland Funeral Home is there to help you with friendly and caring service? They offer various types of pre-need plans to make it easier when the need arises. Nell, Arnold, and the entire staff want to say how proud they are to serve the people of Northeast Georgia. That's the Strickland Funeral Home with 2 locations, Cleveland Avenue in Hartwell and Bear Creek Road in Livonia.
I'm Stephen Moshe.
And I'm Brandon Johnson.
At GFS Insurance Group, we're Bulldogs for life, and we're here to serve and support our community.
Let us serve you with exceptional insurance rates and service for your home, auto, and commercial insurance needs.
We also offer life and health insurance, long-term care insurance, and group benefits.
Serving Athens for more than 50 years, with M's Kitchen serving breakfast and lunch made from scratch at 975A Hawthorne Avenue in Athens and 706-548-5227. Our thanks to Andy Ulrich and Hawthorne Drug Company and all underwriters for their support of high school football on 88.9 The Reach.
Well, they line up with Dalton Owens again at the right side fullback. They give the ball to Chapman off the right side. This time they hit him at the line of scrimmage and push him backwards, I think. Depends on the spot. No, he got the first down. Dick, I thought they pushed him backwards.
Well, I saw the referee's foot come down, and I thought he got a favorable spot on that. They're putting it right at the 37-yard line, and he had to get to the 36 3/4 to get that first down.
All right, Sam Middlebrook still in quarterback. He's got two receivers wide to the left side of the field. Hands the ball off to Chapman. Chapman bounces Christian Casey this time. Casey gets up to about the 39-yard line. Just a short 2-yard gain, bring up 2nd and 8. And remember, we're bringing you Prince Avenue Christian basketball online and through the WMSL app. And if you want to listen, tune in to point your browser to 889thereach.org/basketball. We'll have a game Tuesday on the online. Middlebrooks with a handoff this time. Casey trying to come around the left side and gets basically to the line of scrimmage. Give him half a yard. Will bring up 3rd down and 7. Tackled by Ashton Gibson of Elbert County. So the ball's at the 40. 3rd down and 7. 9:34 to play in the game. Middlebrook shotgun formation. Running backs on both sides. Two receivers split wide right. Just a quick out to the right. It is intercepted and toss pitch Campbell. It is a flea flicker pass. Campbell going down the sidelines. It's going to be dropped out of bounds at about the 15, 13-yard line. A little trickeration there. Gunner Wright with a tackle. Kelvin Latimer, who was the first guy to catch the ball, could you tell?
It looked like, well, I know Noah Campbell was the first one there, and it just, to me, it was just happened so quickly.
Was the ball tossed back?
He didn't even look like he caught it. It's like he just kind of flipped it back or ricocheted off his hands, but I think he did control it. It would hardly count as a catch.
1st and 10 now on the blue 13-yard line. Perkins in now at quarterback. Quarterback draw right up the middle, got a hole, but it closes quickly. He gets inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line, giving 5 yards on the play, 2nd and 5. So the play was designed to be a flea flicker, hook and ladder, whatever you want to call it, through to the first receiver, and he tipped it back to Campbell, and that surprised the defense, and they couldn't quite break away. Gunner Wright with a touchdown-saving tackle. Now we're looking at 2nd down and 5 on the 8-yard line. Sam Middlebrooks now comes back in at quarterback. Campbell is your I tailback. Malik Chapman your fullback. Man in motion to the right. Give the ball to Campbell. Campbell sweeping around the right side. Can he get around the corner? No, he cannot. Turn the corner. No gain on the play.
Dante Anderson out of Hart County coming up to make that stop. You know, that last pass, I guess the way the receiver caught it is almost the equivalent of a second baseman getting a double play toss and just getting rid of it immediately, not even holding it in your glove.
You probably could not practice it that well.
Right.
I mean, it was just a perfectly executed play. Middlebrooks back in at quarterback. They're alternating their quarterbacks here. He's got trips to the right, one receiver wide to the left side of the field. Now Middlebrooks stands up, looks to the sideline. He's got Malik Chapman as his running back. Now they're ready to run the play. And they blow it dead with a whistle. Penalty flag. It could be a delay of game or backfield in motion, I believe is going to be the call. Illegal substitution on the white squad. I'm not sure about that one. Why did it take so long to call that? But that'll cost them 5 yards.
And a costly penalty.
Maybe more than 5. They were on the 8-yard line.
Now they're going back the other way.
All right. I think they marched off a little bit too much. They got a little overzealous. They spot the ball on the 13, 3rd down and 10 now. So that long flea flicker pass, can they capitalize on it? Middlebrooks shotgun formation, puts a man in motion. That's Campbell, left to right. Middlebrooks takes a deep drop, screen pass to the right. It's incomplete.
Nate Millwood out of Winder Barrow read that one very quickly and got the receiver as soon as he touched it.
All right, we may see more of Josh Moore. He's been the man of the hour tonight. He's already gotten 2 field goals, and he looks like he's coming on to attempt a third one. They're going to spot the ball at the 13-yard line, and then the line of scrimmage at 13, and they'll hold it at the 20, so it'll be about a 30-yard field goal for Moore. He's already made a couple tonight from 40. The first one was from 40, and the second one was from 21. And we've got a whistle. And do we have a timeout? I can't believe they're going to ice the kicker. Maybe they're just letting the officials get in position to make the call. I think that's what it was. They're standing under the goalpost now. Middlebrooks is your holder. He and Moore are well familiar with each other by now. High snap, though. Ball's down. There's a kick. High enough, long enough, and it is good. There's 7:24 to play in the game, and now the score is White 16, Blue 0. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. Hey, Kelvin, why don't you see if you...
I'm ready to switch over to Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Great.
Wait, my old insurance agent is offering me a safe driver discount if I stay.
You know, some insurance companies don't give you your discounts until you try to switch, whereas we give you all the discounts you qualify for automatically.
Awesome. Done.
Hey, hi.
Your old agent?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward. Very awkward.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Chick-fil-A Beechwood and Barnett Shoals, and all underwriters for their support of high school football on 88.9 The Reach.
There's Moore's kickoff, fielded by Williams at the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the middle of the field. 25, breaks free, 30, breaks out to the right side, 35, back to the left, to the 40. Caught at the fair, that gets up to about the 43-yard line, though. Connor Williams of Franklin County with a nice return. Josh Carty makes the tackle for the White squad, but it's great field position with 7:13 to play. You know, the Blue squad, they want to get on the board, I'm sure. Chances of coming back to win this game, something really strange would have to happen for them to score 17 points in 7 minutes when they hadn't scored any in the previous 41 minutes. Ball's going to be spotted on the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. All right, we'll be going down to chatting with Josh Moore, the kicker, momentarily after this first play. Cody Lee is your quarterback on the shotgun formation. Got one running back on the left hip. Going to run a reverse around the left side there. That's number 6. That's Ethan Morris of Appalachian. He's going to be tackled by Stevie Howard. Let's go down the sidelines. Kevin Lattimore has the kicker, Josh Moore.
I'm here with Loganville kicker Josh Moore, senior, in a game where, kickers don't get a lot of notoriety. You're doing your thing tonight, man. A lot of field goals. And so how you feel about tonight, man?
I'm feeling pretty good, actually. I'm getting a lot of reps, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, man, as a senior and playing in a game like this, it could be, very emotional. How do you feel tonight just playing with fellow Christians and getting to fellowship with them?
I'm just proud to represent my school and my religion out here.
Man, congratulations on a great senior year, man. Keep up the good work. Maybe I'll get to see that leg one more time tonight.
Cool.
All right, 2nd down and 10 now for the Blue squad. Cody Lee, quarterback, takes a snap, drops back, looking to pass. Going to throw long down the center of the field. It could be, it's overthrown for the receiver. Defensive man actually had a better chance at it. Defender was LaMarcus Stokes. 2nd down, now going to be 3rd down and 10. Not sure exactly who the pass was intended for. Going to be 3rd down and 10. Clock stops with 6:13. Remember to stay tuned after the game. The DP Doe players of the game will be announced, one from each team. And 1, 2 of those guys will walk away with the coveted Golden Calzone Award. All right, 3rd down 10. Can the Blue Squad keep this drive alive? A lot have been 3rd down plays tonight. Tyreek David comes in now as your quarterback. David takes a snap, almost drops it, under pressure, rolls to his right. Got rid of it just before he was sacked. Just really threw it. Yeah,
was the guy that was chasing him. He got through there unblocked and was firing off the line of scrimmage very quickly. The quarterback never had a chance. Pettit out of Loganville making a good play there, bringing up 4th down.
Defensive end Matthew Pettit with that big rush. So they'll bring on the punter. Power again, Drake Power, winder barrel. Noah Campbell back deep again for the White Squad. He's standing at his own 25-yard line. Power. Now they may run a fake. Cody Lee is the deep man, and here we may have a timeout. The White Squad, I think, let's talk about this. We'll take a break. Your score, 16-0, Whites over the Blues. You're listening Friday night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach.
A little echo there.
Exit Landmark Realty would like to wish the Hart County Bulldogs a great season. Whether you're buying or selling, on the lake, at the farm, or anywhere in between, call Exit Landmark Realty for all your real estate needs. We'd also like to congratulate Lainey Stetson and the class of 2017. Who let the dogs out? Who? 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 Who?
St. Mary's Sacred Heart Hospital is proud to serve the communities of North Georgia by providing mission-driven, high-quality health care. Our physicians and staff offer a full range of vital services, including advanced surgical and imaging services. We offer rehabilitative services with physical and speech therapy. We meet the needs of expecting families with our mother-baby unit. We provide emergency care 24/7 and so much more. St. Mary's.
For being a proud supporter of Friday Night Under the Lights.
All right, 4th down situation, nothing here. Fake double reverse, though. They're trying to sweep around the left side. They've got a chance to get the 1st down. That is going to be Ethan Morris with Appalachia, and he's got the 1st down, but he paid for it with a big hit on the sideline by Josh Carty. So Ethan Morris, they ran one way, tossed it to Morris going back the other way, and he went around the left side for the 1st down, but he took a big blow right in front of you down there, Kelvin.
Well-designed play, and he knew what he had to do to get the 1st down, and he manned up, clutched, and took the hit.
Well, that's just like the speaker for the FCA tonight before the game said it's time to be a man.
Strong and courageous.
There you go. Be strong and courageous from Joshua 1-9. But still a long way to get to the promised land for the Blue Squad. The Jordan River's down there 46 yards away. Cody Lee, shotgun formation, takes a snap, drops back. Going to throw it long down the right side of the field. Got a man well covered. The jumped up jump ball tipped away by Malik Chapman. Pass intended for Reggie Smothers of Clark Central. Will be 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 5:48 to play. Chase Fleming, on the coverage for Monroe area.
Going to bring up a 2nd down and 10, and the thing about it, keeping with the metaphor, they got to get to the promised land twice, along with 2-point conversions, 2 of them.
Just to tie.
Tied up.
And that'd be a victory for them. Tyreek David, quarterback now, drops back to pass, scrambles, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle. The pass is tipped away, incomplete, almost intercepted. Josh Carty was the closest guy on the defensive man. Misfired on the pass intended for Miguel McClendon of Greene County. Make it 3rd down and 10 now. Ball at the 46. At the 46. 5:42 to play. Kevin, are they going to douse the coach with Gatorade over there, you think, after this game?
I wouldn't do that. It's too cold for that.
Maybe some lukewarm hot chocolate.
Yeah, that sounds better, Dick.
3rd down and 10. David, quarterback, Empty backfield, takes a snap, drops straight back. Going to throw long down the right side of the field. Ball is incomplete. Trying to get to Quay Epps of Greene County. That will bring up 4th and 10. But this is 4-down territory, 4-down part of the game. 5:36 to play, trailing 16-0. You're not going to punt the ball right now. They've already run 1 4th-down conversion on this drive and converted it. Bringing on, coming into the lineup now is Devin Wynn of Greene County. Casey Thurman goes out wide to the left along with Miguel McClendon. Smothers wide right. David shotgun formation, empty backfield, takes a snap, up straight back, up into the pocket. Throws over to the right sideline, incomplete, thrown high. Intended over here. Coverage on the play, intended for Devin Wynn. Coverage on the play was by Rhett Mixon of Loganville, who made a big fumble return earlier tonight, and the ball will go over on down. 5:29 to play. And the ball is spotted on the white team 46. And they've got a 16-0 lead. Cameron Perkins in at quarterback right now. Got one running back on his right hip, 2 receivers wide on both sides of the field. Campbell goes in motion. Give the ball to him on a sweep around the right side. Campbell trying to get around the edge of the 50. Gets across midfield, run out of bounds at about the 43, 42-yard line.
Good gain on the plate. Blake Nelson, a wide receiver out of Morgan County, made a spring Campbell on that and helped him pick up 6.5, 7 yards.
2nd down and 4 now on that play. Campbell's speed has been important tonight, but he's not been able to really turn the corner on any of those runs. Perkins, shotgun formation, back on his left hip. That's Casey. Perkins fakes it to him. Perkins blows up the middle. He's got the big quarterback draw, bounces off the first contact, spins out of it, brought down at the 26-yard line. Big run by Cameron Perkins, the quarterback out of Loganville.
About 25 yards, 1st and 10.
Gets all the way down to the 26. That's a pickup of 22 yards on that play by Perkins. 1st down. 4:45 to play in the game. White squad moving right to left. They've got a 16-0 lead. Perkins remains in the game at quarterback. Got Casey as his running. 3 receivers wide to the right and 1 split wide left. Gives the ball, fakes it to Casey. Perkins keeps it, spins off the first contact, gets down to the 22-yard line, a gain of about 4.
Anthony Dunn out of Clark Central hit him, spun him around. He got a couple of yards after Anthony hit him, but brought down about the 23.
2nd down and 6 now. 4-minute mark coming up here soon. Perkins remains in at quarterback. He flops his receivers. That's KJ Chambers of Loganville Christian, goes wide to the right side of the field. He has Dowdy's over there too, I believe. Perkins takes the snap, gives the ball off to Chapman. Chapman gets up to about the 20. Short gain on the play of about 2 yards. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 4. 3:38 to go. Clock running. Clock definitely the friend of the white squad. And we just checked the records. James Dunn did. And actually the white squad has won 2 of the 3 games. So they got a chance to go up 3-1. James is the only one that cares about that. But he's listening, and he's done a great job as engineer for us all year, so I mention it for him. And we appreciate it. He makes us sound good. Along with my spotter, Cliff Langston. He makes me sound good. He's done a great job all year. Perkins gives a handoff to Chapman, trying to bounce out to the right side, and no gain on the play. Will bring up 4th down and 4. Tackled by Dante Anderson. Jason Craig, defensive end for Appalachia. First time we've called his name tonight, making the play. So 4th and 4. Let's see if they bring on Josh Moore for still 1 more field goal with 2:45 to play.
Doesn't look like it. It might be pushing his range here a little bit. 4th down and 4, manageable 4th down play. So quarterback Cam Perkins is going to call a play from scrimmage here. Looks to the sideline.
Got 3 receivers split wide right and 1 man wide left. Has a running back on his left hip. 4 down lineman for the Blue Squad. They're running the clock down, and they call a timeout. We'll 18 to play, 16-0, White over the Blue. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. Under the Lights.
Call McGee today. We are your one-stop for maintenance, service, and replacement of all your heating and cooling needs. We sell and service all brands in Northeast Georgia and upstate South Carolina. Think about our $12 per month maintenance program to keep your system efficient and clean through the summer. Don't forget to ask about no interest until 2020 on qualifying replacement systems. Remember, McGee Heating and Air, comfort you can count on. It's hard to stop a trend.
Here at Northeast Georgia Bank, we are a 110-year-old bank. We're family owned and operated.
Area at 140 Ben Burton Road, phone number 706-353-1831. Our thanks to Mark and Doug Stiles and everyone at Stiles Heating and Cooling. And by Specialty Paint and Bond, a full-service collision center with state-of-the-art equipment, family-owned and operated since 1987, on the web at specialtypaintandbody.com. Our thanks to Thomas Durrance and Specialty Paint and Body, and all underwriters for their support of high school football on 88.9 The Reach.
Well, Josh Moore stays on the sidelines for this 4th down and 4 play. Perkins takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking to the right side of the field, trying to hit it in the man on the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Blake Nelson, the intended receiver. So the ball will go over on downs with just 2:15 to play. Blue Squad will take over at their own 20, 1st and 10. Cody Lee is your quarterback with an empty backfield. Trips to the rolling. Scrambling to his right, steps up in the pocket, throws complete over here to Reggie Smothers. Smothers makes the man miss to the 45, runs out of bounds to the 48-yard line. Gain of 28 on the play, probably the biggest offensive gain of the night for the Blue Squad.
Yeah, good play, and it's coming a little bit too late.
Athens,
about 2 minutes to go.
Athens Orthopedic Clinic score update. A final in the girls' game. North Oconee 53, Oconee County 35. So there's your update in high school basketball.
Pick up a 28 on that play, so very good offensive play for the Blue Squad.
Cody Lee still at the quarterback, empty backfield, trips to the right, twins to the left. Lee takes a snap, drops back, steps up in the pocket, now scrambles to his left, forced out of the pocket. Rolling left, gets rid of it, throws it long down the left sideline, incomplete. Really couldn't get his shoulders turned. Difficult to be accurate on a pass like that.
No, he didn't have a chance to complete that. Went way over the head of the intended receiver, and bringing up a 2nd down as we're about to close it out here with a little less than 2 minutes to go.
Update on the Athens Orthopedic Clinic scoreboard. North Oconee leads Oconee County 38-35 after 3 quarters. Looking here at a 2nd and 10. Tyreek David now in at quarterback. He scrambles to his right, running to his right. And it's just going to get Smothers, the nearest receiver, covered up by Chandler Smith and also by Caleb Talent of Monroe area. So now we're looking at 3rd and 10. Sweet with the pressure. Kevin, I don't know if there's much celebration down there or not.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are looking to get warm. I think that'll be much celebration in that.
Right. Well, it's been a fun game, I'm sure, for them, and a fun week. But this is the coldest it's been this week, obviously. So, and it's actually going to warm up tomorrow. Just going to rain. So, it's been warmer and wet. So, either way. Cody Lee now back in at quarterback for the Blue Squad with a 3rd down and 10. Takes a snap, drops back. Scrambles to the right now, running to his right. He's going to throw it on the run. Reggie Smothers, again, the intended receiver. Chandler Smith on the coverage for the Whites. It's incomplete.
Nick Brown on the pressure. So a couple of Wolverines in on that play, bringing up the 4th down.
Ball's at the Blue team 48, just 1:44 to play. This is probably the last chance they've got to get. Tyreek David comes in now at quarterback. They're basically just alternating quarterbacks each play. Empty backfield. Trips to the right side, twins to the left. David takes a snap, deep drop, now scrambles to his left. Looks like he may have to run. He's brought
Nick Brown.
Nick Brown, middle linebacker, gets the sack. Great defensive play by Nick Brown. You know, Nick, for all the good play he did for the Wolverines, only had 3 sacks all season. So that was not one of the things they asked him to do on defense a lot, was to rush the quarterback, but he did there.
He came all the way across the field on that. He looked like he was more of a left side linebacker, and he just chased the quarterback down on the far sideline, outran him going to that end of the field, and that's pretty much going to solve this game.
1:37 to play.
Looks like Dalton Owens may be in at quarterback. No, it's
left half. He's got a tailback behind him. They give it to fake the tailback. Perkins going to run a bootleg around the right side, 45-40. Run out of bounds. Get to about line.
Well, he took a seat right across the 40. He took a seat before he went out of bounds, so that means the blue team's going to have to call a timeout because the clock would be running. It was a yard shy of the first down.
2nd down and 1.
And that's a smart quarterback. He doesn't want to go out of bounds, stop the clock, so he just kind of took a seat there. 1 yard shy of the first down, but it is a timeout.
Kevin, is Noah Campbell anywhere nearby there for you to talk to?
Yeah, he just walked on the field. Maybe he's trying to get in on this timeout, but I'll try to grab him.
How about Dalton Owens? Is he?
I think he's in the huddle too.
No, he's in the huddle. Well, you can see how valuable those Wolverines are. Owens is listed as a defensive lineman in this game, but he has lined up as a fullback 2 or 3 times to had his considerable.
Yeah, he's been both ways tonight. He's had a great game. And, yeah, you can't talk to Noah because he's coming out on the field right now over on this side. And I don't think Owens is in the game at the moment.
It will be.
Noah is.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd down, 1:24 to play in the game. White team with a 16-0 lead. Cameron Perkins is your quarterback. Shotgun formation. Trips to the left. 1 receiver wide to the right. Perkins. Option play. Keeps it. Goes up the middle. Gut of Casey and then kept it and just got nailed as he crossed the line of scrimmage there. That was Clinton Richardson of Greene County, who just delivered a blow. Stopped him short of the first down. And they stop the clock again with 1:18 with a timeout. We'll take a break. You're listening to High Football on 88.9 The Reach. Football on 88.9 The Reach. Football on 88.9. Oh, yeah.
Trust, loyalty, respect, determination, strength, dedication, discipline, and attention to detail. We look forward to the future of county sports. Phillips Brothers Contracting has been building custom homes in Hart County for 18 years, and we are proud supporters of Hart County athletics. The same qualities that go into building a strong home must be a part of any team. Loyalty, respect, determination, strength, dedication, discipline, and attention to detail. We look forward to the future of Hart County sports.
Forever Clean Carpet and Armor Max Hardwood Flooring, located in Watkinsville and Athens at 4130 at 706-353-6086 and online at carpetsunlimitedusa.com. Our thanks to Stan Chasteen and Carpets Unlimited and all underwriters for their support of high school football on 88.9 The Reach.
3rd down and 1. Perkins in the shotgun formation, puts a man in motion, fakes it to the sweep to Campbell. Perkins keeps it, quarterback draw up the middle. He's got the first down inside the 35-yard line. So now with 1:11 to play, and they can just take a knee and kneel and just end this game if they so choose to do and walk off with a 16-0 shutout victory. I don't know that anybody really expected to get a shutout.
No, it's you always think that it's going to be a defensive-minded game. There are about 20 points, a little better than 20 points scored on each side of the ball last year, but
All right, Sam Middlebrook's in at quarterback now, and he runs a quarterback draw. Just a little head fake like he's going to throw it. Middle gets about 3 yards to the 30 to the 48-yard line, and they're stopping the clock for one last timeout. So one final timeout on the field. Second down and 7. 48 seconds to play in this game. Time for me to tell you that you're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach, WMSL Athens. Last time I'll say that this year. It's been a fun year. We had a great season with the Wolverines. Brought you a couple of games with Oconee County against Cedar Shoals, Oconee against North Oconee. Also, game Athens Academy against George Walton. One of the more fun games we did all year, Dick. It's just been a great season. And then the Wolverines, they had an outstanding year, and it just ended one game too soon. But a fun year, and it was great to get to know Coach Greg Vandegrift a little bit and to hear him talk, and had a chance to visit with him before the game. And we were talking about his defense. You know, he's a defensive guru, and I said, how much are these coaches paying attention to your defense? He said, I'm not telling them everything tonight. He says, my players come and said, Coach, are we doing such and such? That you do it the way I've taught you to play it. You need to know. All right, here we go. Second down and 7. Now they put Perkins back in at quarterback. He takes the snap, keeps it, fakes it to Casey and keeps it with a quarterback draw off the right side. Gets down to the 24-yard line. Clinton Richardson of Greene County with a tackle. 36-35. They'll have to run one more play most likely.
And they're yards short of the first down, so out of timeouts is the blue team, and the clock is just ticking away here with 22 seconds.
I want to thank Athletic Director John Ward here at Clark Central High School. As usual, they've set us up with beautiful facilities here in the Billy Henderson press box. And it's always been a joy to work games over here. And there's not going to be a need for any more plays. And so the teams are going to meet in the middle of the field and shake. And your final score is going to be White Squad 16, Blue Squad 0. Kelvin, come on up here and get warm momentarily. And we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Friday Night Under the Lights on 88.9 The Reach. 88.9 The Reach. Hey, Kelvin, I don't know if you want to talk to Josh Alexander, the head coach, or I don't know if he's handy or...